This is the Screen Blast Podcast, of course, the wrap-up to the entire month. We got through a very bright and very hot June. It's over now. And that's me, that's Mark. This is Screen Blast. Look at him.
Huh? Oh, shit. I fucking fell asleep on this month, for real.
That's crazy, because, I mean, you look like you're in more sheen than ever. I mean, look at this guy. He's in 4D right now.
HD. I got the PS5 Pro upgrade.
Fucking incredible.
Switch $90 Switch 2 expansion.
Yeah, man, like we were talking before, because your webcam just came in right before we started
recording.
Like, this used to be the hot shit.
We got like two upgrades in 1 week.
Yes.
Because now we're gonna have more people call in without having the fucking phone on the microphone.
That was an option. It existed, and now we're fine. Now we are moving into a new progressive direction. All thanks to, again, the K9 Biscuits broadcast studio. So, Mark, we're gonna roll through obviously quite a few movies of the month. Obviously, that's what we do here on the wrap up. Before we get into it, obviously, spoiler alert. Everything we talk about here will have spoilers wherever we go with it.
Check your milk in the fridge. Check if it's spoiled.
Yes.
We're just trying to spread awareness, people.
Absolutely, because if it is spoiled, we did that shit. So, man, spoiler alert.
Bryan will refill you. Will refill your milk through his nipples. He can lactate, people. He can lactate.
Why didn't you leave?
I'm working on it.
Ballerina, or as it's actually called, From the World of John Wick.
Ballerina? Is this a girls' movie?
It's a
fucking ballerina girls?
This is, it's like Powerpuff Girls in the way of like, yeah, it's led by a girl, but I mean, you're talking heavy action. Like, this is Ballerina. This was directed by Len Wiseman, screenwritten by Shay Hatton. It stars Anna de Armas as Eve Macaro. Norman Reedus comes in from, obviously, the legendary Walking Dead run he had as Daniel Pine. Ian McShane as Winston, the obvious guy that's been the owner of the Continental.
Most of these staff are girls or people who worked with girls. This sucks.
I just named 3 guys.
Where's the man?
Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Obviously, we get the legendary Lance Reddick returning because they filmed a couple sequences with him as obviously the concierge to the Continental. Now, here's the thing going in. The director is not really someone that has done John Wick stuff, but the screenwriter has been very familiar with the world of John Wick. So, in terms of, hey, how's this going to run? I think what ended up happening with this movie, which is interesting, is they had to do some final touches and reshoots after they had gone through the movie before, and because there was a little bit of off polish, and I think that's because the director is not really in the John Wick realm. He doesn't know the flow and the energy of it. So they went back. It wasn't just to add, fucking Keanu Reeves in it. It was like, no, we need to shoot this in a way where it actually has that energy and fluidity in all of the choreography sequencing that it feels like it's a Wick movie. And they really did execute that.
What's really fucking smart about this movie is, we are doing spoilers, but they actually, I mean, it does have that energy of John Wick, but it's actually shot differently in its own way.
Yeah.
And they do that, they prove it by having a scene with John Wick. And it just reminds you, no, this is how John Wick style actually is. and it's like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. So you realize they are different styles of of cinematography between her and John Wick, and John Wick's fighting style, and it's just so fucking cool.
Yeah, because it's like you could go the easy route, which is, all right, we're just gonna, like you said, 1-to-1 here, but instead they push the fact that, hey, you are always, and I love this, they just said straight up, you are always going to be smaller and less powerful, so you have to find your way into advantages. And that was through her training and through every single time.
Oh, thank goodness this wasn't by... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Thank goodness this wasn't by Marvel Disney. She probably beat the fuck out of John Wick. And she'd be like, I'm not letting a man take credit for my work.
I don't want to go straight into the moment that's that was led in with the trailers, where it's like, all right, yeah, it's John Wick. He appears in the movie at some point. But there's such a stark comparison to this sequence of obviously Eve and John, and they're together there for a moment, and it's like, all right, we saw, obviously you could parallel this to Episode 8, the worst movie in the Star Wars lineup, which had Luke lose to Rey and act befuddled that he lost, in comparison to this movie, which respects the fact and knows that John Wick you can't have John Wick fucking, like, even have trouble.
Just disclaimer, people, for anyone who's first, we're not sexist or anything. We just like
no,
we just like, you know, we respect certain characters. So like, you know, when we talk about Luke, like how it just kind of a sexist, like with that Luke would lose to Rhea. That's her. What if we're getting Carrie Fisher's name?
It's it wasn't Carrie Fisher, by the way.
Yeah. Ray, fucking Ray. Yeah, right. Not Carrie Fisher.
Do you remember the actress's name from Star? That was the lead in the Star Wars.
I remember she said, "I'm Skywalker" by the end. Everybody booed.
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley.
I almost forgot until
Princess Daisy from Super Mario.
I was waiting for you to remind me, and then I reminded myself. That's how fucking vague this actress is.
Yeah, but like
either way,
Luke is supposed to be a highly trained, skilled Jedi, and Rey is an up-and-coming rookie.
Yes.
And there's like no reason for like that. That wouldn't make any sense within the world, within the characters, and Disney just kind of trying to force that.
Yes, they let her win.
And it's like, I'm glad they just don't do it here.
No, they also respect John Wick by saying, hey, he's literally toying with her. And also, he has the advantage of knowing every moment that, like, there's a moment in this final sequencing area, this sort of small village, he knows the perfect shot to take her down at every moment. Like, and he's just waiting. But he's the one that makes the choice not to.
Yeah.
Like, but he's smart enough. They show he's smart enough and he's prepared enough that he can kick ass. So refocusing back on the movie itself, I do think that it helps if you watch John Wick 3 right before this, or at least notably the first half of John Wick right before this. That's all really you need to get, is a sense of where we are in the timeline. It really does help out, because I watched John Wick 3 right before I watched Ballerina, and it kind of just blends right in. It slides you right into positioning for Ballerina, because you're in that Russian area of New York, that Russian sort of the held structure theater that where John Wick got his start, and he goes back to in 3 for protection to get out of New York. Like, we get that in the beginning of John Wick 3, and then you get that here through a lot of her growing in leadership moments, not leadership, but training moments. And she even gets moments of dialogue with, obviously, the head honcho, the older woman, and it all threads together so well. In fact, they do some
and this takes place after John Wick 3?
It takes place during, because we get moments.
Cause I remember that, specifically remember that's an iconic scene where it's like, all this for a dog, it's not just about the dog.
It's, because they show him walking down the steps, too, in this movie. And it's like, that's one-to-one with the movie. But the way that they thread it together is done so well. You know, a couple months ago, I watched The Bourne Legacy, which is another sort of offshoot movie. Like, it's another spin-off movie.
Oh my god, Jason Bourne.
Exactly, from the iconic Jason Bourne trilogy, which had come out right before that. And the big issue with that movie is, it's happening during one of the films, but you never get a moment with Jason Bourne. And so one of the things that kind of bugged people is, yeah, it's happening during one of these movies that's iconic and well-known, but you never get these paths to cross, and it really makes it a little disappointing, because if it's happening at the same time, you should use that. And this movie does that very well, because again, John Wick comes in the beginning, gives her words of wisdom, by the way, tells her, hey, you don't need to be here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and instead, she's like, I'm going to go on I gotta do this way and progress this way. And then they re-meet again in the end. But getting outside of John Wick, like you said, it's all the sequences. It's how the choreography is well done, but in her own style. They take the advantages of what she does well. Like you said, Disney doesn't even do this well at all with almost any of their films, because they do a very typical, all right, we're going to use the same fight sequencing for this person that it doesn't fit. It's like, this doesn't fit for a heavy set guy. This sequence doesn't fit well. But we're going to use the same style action that we would and choreography that we would for someone that's lighter, lighter weight and kind of flows better. Like, it doesn't fit. But here, again, like you said, the advantage is you have her use certain weapons and certain tools, and it comes at an advantage for her. And that's the thing that you're watching this entire movie for. So, yeah, I thought, but in general, Ballerina, fucking kick-ass.
It's definitely a more attractive spin-off than the Continental, which stars Mel Gibson, famous canceled actor.
What? Are you serious?
You never heard the Continental?
No, I've heard about it. I've never seen I haven't seen anything about it.
I never watched it, but like it stars Mel Gibson.
That's weird.
Canceled actor. Like I'm
surprised.
I think I heard a joke somewhere where somebody said like, "Oh no, it takes place before Mel Gibson controversies." It's funny, like.
Yeah. Do you think that this would have done better at a different point in time? Because, like, we obviously talked about Furiosa last year, which also was, again, a Mad Max spin-off in a way. And Mad Max only makes a brief cameo appearance. But like, cameo is a heavy word for that, because I mean, each 0.3 seconds.
When did John Wick 4 come out?
John Wick 4 came out, what, 2 years ago? That was the last one.
Okay, if this somehow existed like in between that, it'd probably make a lot more money.
Yes.
It's just kind of the hype cycle sort of thing, and it's like even though this has John Wick in the titling, it's just like people are just like I want a full John Wick movie,
and I think
that's where their appetites are.
Yeah, and I think that's what's tough is like a lot of people were confused and like, wait, he's dead, but it's like no, this takes place well before 4, but. Because you already made the 4th movie where he dies.
Yeah,
it's like everyone thinks, what?
Everyone's always curious for the next chapter. Not everyone's not everyone is like caring for like what happens before the next chapter. Like same thing. Like that's why, because if you have to like if you're gonna do like a prequel, it has to be between like chapters to where we're getting hint to the next chapter. Like that's what Captain Marvel did, because if it came out after Endgame. That movie wouldn't make that much. That movie wouldn't make the money it did.
No.
That's why Black Widow fucking failed horribly. If that came out
in between or even before,
between or before,
between or before.
No, after Civil War.
Where
it actually takes place.
Yes. That would have fit.
A lot more money.
Yes.
A lot more money than it did.
Yeah. Even with the shitty CGI, it would have made a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
shitty story too.
It fits. In the time.
I didn't really like that movie. It's kind of bland.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. It lines in. But yeah, I think the point being is this movie, I don't want to understate how well it has, like, because she's smaller, she's a little more vulnerable. And so I'm on the edge of my seat through all of these sequences, even more so than John Wick himself. Because, I mean, John Wick, it's like, especially by, like, the 3rd movie, you're like, yeah, you're in a vulnerable spot, but you always kind of get out of it. But she's like... because she's more vulnerable here, it's like any moment that she's in a kind of tough spot, you're so on your edge, on the edge of your seat, like, all right, how are they going to have her how is the choreography going to work out here, and how is she going to, like, skillfully get out of this, and what weapons is she going to use, and how quick is everything moving, because that's the thing that's noticeable, is how quick everything moves in a lot of these fight sequences, like, it's so,
This is a silent film, a dialogueless film in a way. It's just like, there's barely much dialogue, and that's what I love about it. It's just all action. The action's so fucking good.
Yeah, when there is dialogue, it's good-ass dialogue. I mean, that's the thing. It fucking killing it. Yeah. But yeah, man.
I mean, well, I say it's fine. Well, okay, this is weird. It's not a criticism. I say it's fine dialogue only because there's not much of it. So like, I'm not critiquing the dialogue because there's not much to critique. So it's mostly action.
Okay, so I've got to shout out, though, that as much as I do love Keanu Reeves, like, by the 4th movie, he was just reading his lines, you get what I'm saying? Like, because Keanu Reeves when he speaks deadpan, like we talked about with the Sonic 3 DLC on what game was that? Sonic Generations.
Oh yeah.
When he just does line delivery where there's no emphasis on anything, it kind of is bland. He actually nails it here, because when he does line delivery in this movie, it actually works. But in the 4th movie,
the thing about
it felt very much like. But again, Ana de Armas, she actually, like, to me, it's like, okay, here's someone that's really, like, you can get nuance in her line delivery. And I'm not saying that Keanu Reeves doesn't, but there's moments where he's just like, yeah, I'm kicking ass.
Like, here's the thing, I never really mind that, because John Wick is kind of just more of a physical performance.
Well, of course.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing, like, whenever, because, I never really feel emotion for John Wick. I feel suspense in the middle of his action scenes, but I never felt emotions for him or his dialogue, and that never really mattered. So like, the way this character talks is like, yeah, he talks weird like that, and it's like, yeah, I can just buy that. He's just like, I guess that's also the charm of just Keanu Reeves himself. It's just like, his dialogue doesn't need to be like reaching.
Right.
In terms of acting.
No, he doesn't. Again, it's all one-liners mostly.
Yeah.
Or like, if he had something deep, it's like, it's very brief though. Like, that's the whole dance. And I think, again, that's where it nails it. Like, that's not a bad thing. I just wish, it's like, okay, I do like this. I think it helps this movie that when she does have lines, we're not just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just, It's like, no, she's putting some nuance in it, and that's, again, it's good. It helps.
Because it doesn't really matter what John Wick says. Like, he just, like...
Sure.
Like, it's just, like, he can say anything. I can believe he's saying it. Like, my favorite scene in this movie is when, what was the female's character name?
Who? Eve Macaro? The main character.
Yeah.
Eve.
My favorite scene is when John Wick is looking directly at Eve, and he's like... This place is ballin', yo.
I was not expecting.
Chicken nuggets crispy like you never seen.
You got me. All right. Ballerina.
Inside joke. We were just watching funny fucking meme videos earlier today.
Mark specifically. He told me a segment of it. But yeah, Ballerina. I thought was a 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it. I think it's a bummer that it lost money because that's not a good sign for Lionsgate, who is kind of a smaller. They're a smaller. Film studio or film publisher studio, and you want them to have heavy hitters, and it's not good that your biggest heavy hitter, John Wick, or one of their biggest heavy hitters, kind of didn't do that well.
Lionsgate.
So I hope for the other side, and whatever they do for John Wick, it's good. I hope they take this and they don't think no more John Wick movies, because the good thing here is this was one of the best John Wick movies, and it's not even John Wick. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
It's in my top 2 Lionsgate movies ever, right under Megalopolis.
That was a Lionsgate movie?
Yes. Actually, no, number 3. It's Megalopolis, Borderlands, then this.
Oh, no, that's 2. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. Lionsgate, you're making it hard for me to... I gave you some...
Oh, wait, no, 4. It's 4.
No.
It's Megalopolis, then Borderlands, then the Crow remake, then...
Forget what I said. Forget what I even said about, maybe there's enough. No.
Wait a minute now.
Alright. Ballerina, ladies and gentlemen, see it wherever you can on video. Obviously, it's out of the...
On Vimeo.
K-pop Demon Hunters. No, this was not the summer blockbuster of the year. In fact, this was exclusively on Netflix here in America. It's on from Sony Pictures Animation.
It did have an kind of like Pinocchio and Claws. It had an extremely limited theater release, so it can apply to the Oscar awards.
Yes,
I hope it I'm already spoiling my opinions, but I hope it wins.
Yes, this stars Arden Cho as Rumi, Ahan Sop as Jinu, Mei Hong as Mira, Joel Kim Booster as Romance Shazra, Alan Lee as Mystery Saja, and Sung Won Cho as Abs Saja. Now, there's so many more that we could get into, but Mark, we've got to talk about this movie, and we're joined alongside someone that's legendarily interested in discussing K-pop Demon Hunters, and coming off of a very successful run in accomplishing an awesome task. It's not Fair of Dragonoid, it's Kevin. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going?
All right. So, Mark, tell us. Let's start with you. What did you think about from K-pop Demon Hunters, man?
First things first. I found out this movie existed a month before it came. No, less than a month before it came out. This movie had no advertisement and no hype going to it because fucking Netflix doesn't care. But they will fucking shove movies like Electric State down your throat.
Yes.
That apparently isn't good. I haven't watched it, but apparently a lot of people don't like it. Which is by the people who are making the new Avengers movie, who are coming back to make Avengers. So,
right.
This. I was attracted by the art style, and it was by the same studio that makes Spider-Verse. I don't know if it's by the same team, but You can see it's definitely by the same studio, so they're definitely, if it's not the same team, they're definitely reusing animation techniques and programs and techniques and programs, right. Definitely from Spider-Verse, and you can just see that.
Absolutely,
I would definitely say, I would definitely say as a movie that just came out of nowhere for me, especially Mark says. There was no advertisement, there was no hype, no build up. But just one day I just saw it and I was just like, all right, whatever, let's watch it.
Oh, you found it on
and
Netflix?
I was thoroughly impressed. I believe it would be the same studio, probably not the same department like Mark is saying, but most definitely the same studio.
Kevin,
I love
did you
the
just
art
find
style.
it on net while you're just browsing Netflix?
Say again?
How'd you find about this movie's existence? Because how I found out about this movie's existence, I was just on YouTube and it just a trailer showed up in my related section. I was like, what the fuck is this? So how did you find this movie existed?
Oh, I just saw this on Netflix. One day I came home, my wife was just browsing Netflix, and I saw it. I was like, oh, let's play this.
Yeah, just went on Netflix. This movie had barely fucking shit.
Yeah. There was no, on my end, I had briefly seen it, at one point or another, but it's one of those weird dilemmas where you kind of are... you're moving through life or whatever, or you watch whatever in whatever procession, and this did exist at some point, but very briefly. In fact, they didn't start marketing this thing significantly in the States until April, and they didn't really do that significantly of marketing, again, beyond April. It had, like Mark said, a brief theatrical run in May, again, 1 or 2 days, which is terrible, because...
Just to apply the Academy Awards, I remember, I think the Pixar, the Disney Plus exclusive, quotes, Pixar movies, did that too, just so they can apply the Academy Awards.
Right. But it's I think, more disappointing here. Not that Soul, obviously, Soul was, I think, the most disappointing thing that got a short theatrical run, then got re-released as a short theatrical run with no marketing. But another short theatrical run, that was the last year.
I would say the same thing for Pinocchio and Klaus. Those are two really good Netflix movies.
Yes, well, there's a lot of straight to streaming movies that we could say deserve a theatrical run, or were not marketed well, and this is right on top of that, right? This is I think personally one of the best. This is one of the best movies of the year. This is one of the cooler summer movies that definitely should have gotten I would say an August release date, if not July, because if you put this out against Smurfs, this is winning, and there's nothing really competing against Smurfs for the rest of the month until Bad Guys 2 comes out. So I think it was a strange decision not to, and I don't know what the contractual agreement was for Netflix. I'm sure they're getting a lot of money. This is getting clearly a lot of traction, but it's such a fun movie. It's so visually appealing to look at, and like Kevin had also said, you can tell obviously that it's shared from that same studio space with Spider-Verse, and like Mark, you had said, clearly techniques pulled from this. It reminds me very much of the movie Intergalactic, which follows a set of adults in a Spider-Verse-esque style in New York, but it's nothing like Spider-Verse at all. It's just a slice of life. It's this feels like you're just in a slice of life with these demon hunters that are also K-pop idols, and it's cool. It's a cool, different area to completely build a world around, and it's fun. But yeah,
also, this is like a wish, that to be I would want granted that to be on a fucking genie's power, because a musical.
You said what?
This movie is the existence of the movie is a wish that I would want. That is too hard to that is too much to grant for even a genie's power, because a fucking Spider-Verse, if it was a good musical, it just sounds like something that's too good to be true.
That's a funny way of phrasing this. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah. What was
I fucking love animated musicals, especially
But you don't sing.
That's a jukebox
I would definitely
musical.
say
Fuck jukebox
it's
musicals.
definitely
Jukebox
a very good.
Shut the fuck up. Jukebox. This is a message. This is an important message. Jukebox musicals can go fuck themselves. Stop making them.
Kevin, go ahead. What were you about to say?
Jukebox musicals. Anyway, this was most definitely the movie gave me more of a music video vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The story, it's okay, it starts off one, whole music video, and then a little bit of story, some background, more music video, some story, more music video. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I kind of like what they're doing there. And you know, I have in the past listened to some K-pop stars, most definitely. So like this definitely brought back like the old vibes from like back in high school type things. So I was like, okay, all right,
Nice.
it's a very good music, very good movie. And I definitely believe like the message that they were definitely trying to come across was a very strong one.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think Kevin, you nailed it. Like where this is like a music video. It's like because like this feels like it's right. It understands what it's supposed to be. I mean, you're talking again like such in the breadth of K-pop, like, but it understands that. Realistically, this is like one giant music video. It's super dramatic when it needs to be. It's super action heavy when it needs to be. It keeps you focused because it's so bright and colorful and things are happening all over the place and you get little bits of everything in this movie. Like, and then, like you said, toward the end where you really get this core message, like, yeah, it's much more valuable than I would have presumed when I first saw the trailer for it, you know?
Well, yeah. And I can definitely say, like, the build-up before it even like reached the end, the build-up, the dynamic between the two leads in the K-pop industry, one for the females and one for the males, just like that duet.
Yeah,
I just gotta say it did something. It did something.
Yeah, all these, cause it's been a while since I like watched a musical where all the songs just like fucking blew me away. The last animated musical. The last animated musical
was Wish.
Shut the fuck up. The last good animated musical, as far as I can remember, that like that the songs hit for me was Encanto.
Yeah.
And like, those
Encanto.
songs really hit. Ever since then, it's like Disney's just been falling with these fucking music. Even with their live action remakes, like they
haven't really done a musical since except for Wish. Right.
The Mufasa, I count the like Mufasa.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Disney,
Mufasa was
also
definitely
like the
a
other
musical
musicals
right
I've seen,
there.
like,
I thought, okay, I think the brother thing is actually, I think the brother song is good, and I think that
it's the best out of all the songs in that movie. I wouldn't say it's great.
Yeah,
I think, and
A
again,
lot of the like a lot of those lyrics don't flow.
we talked about it before. The stupid, I think it was Cheeky, the fucking villain song.
Bye bye, that was shit,
Bye
dude.
Bye. It was so
That
stupid.
was
It was cheeky. It was cheeky fun.
Like, because also like I like the melody of like Brother, but like the lyrics don't really flow. Like the last lyric also like fucking bothers me. Like, now I have a brother by my side. Hey Mufasa, I'll race to the other side. What the fuck? You couldn't. So much shit rhymes with side. That's your ending lyric. Fuck you. That's your ending rhyme.
What
Like
what are you saying, Kevin? Oh no. Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, but like the best song I heard from Disney recently is like the fucking Hi Ho from Snow White, and that movie sucks. That's the only good song.
Oh, no one. Snow White
I haven't
isn't
even
real.
seen that movie.
Snow White is.
You don't need to. It doesn't exist after I finish the sentence. But like,
So.
but like Hi Ho, I like. As much as I want to fucking ridicule that movie, Hi Ho, the new Hi Ho does fucking slap.
Well, it also kind
Personal
of.
opinion.
It also pulls a little from the remix rap from the 90s, 2000s. I can't remember when that came out. A little bit.
Are you talking about Whistle While You Twerk? That's
not the same song. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Whistle While. You're talking about Okay, Hi Ho.
Yeah, Hi Ho. Yeah, Whistle
Yeah,
While
Hi-Ho.
You Twerk. You fucking said it. What the fuck is this?
That shit was no, okay. But so what? I think one thing we're kind of getting around with this is like it's so interesting that this nails it. It's on the pulse of what internationally people would love to see, and it's funny that Disney also kind of has fallen away from this because if they were on the pulse, like Sony currently is clearly like they would know that this is kind of where you need to go. Like it's. You know, you talk about Wish and like it had no taste in understanding how to work with modern music, really. This really knows how to work with modern music, or at least a fragment of it in the K-pop space. All of it really does feel like modern K-pop. Like my sister's hugely into K-pop. She's been for the past 3 years. So like this music, like these core singles here, it all feels like, yeah, this could be ripped straight out of like right now, and it all fits. But also, not to downplay the fact that we haven't really talked much about all of the cool action sequences. Great direction. There's some awesome directing moments here where you get some great camera pans and flows and movements during certain fight sequences or just certain moments where they're together and having fun. The expressiveness, again, that Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines nailed
This
is
is
here,
what-
but
yeah.
is it here but even better? I mean, some of these expressions are absolutely fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, we talking about
Their
animation. This is
expressions
why.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, I was saying that their expressions are very cartoony, and I
Yes.
love it. The simple
Yes.
fact that they express so much with just a few things, and then the part where, like, you know, they're like eating and their faces like full
my
like
God,
chipmunks. I was like, okay, all right, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing here with the art
Yeah,
style.
the way it's animated, their expressions are animated are just so fun because they have this like the like natural look is like very like just like serious anime. Just a natural look, and then like when they go into these cartoony expressions to offset, it's just so fun the way they just like form into that.
Right.
When their eyes are big and when they're like doing like yeah, like their mouth are just like is huge and stuff.
Indeed.
And like the reason what I love about like good animated musicals is that like you know when the songs are good on top of the animation, it just becomes a really good music video. And I like me some good ass fucking well directed music videos.
Oh yeah,
And so like it's
definitely like
when
watching
it's a good
the
song
original like.
oh sorry go ahead. Oh,
You got that.
let me finish this real quick. But like when it's a good song and like the visual with it like is good with it, it's just like a good music video. It just gets me pumped. It just gets you so pumped up. Like yeah.
And Kevin, before you speak on what you're about to say, one thing that this movie also nails is just having a crew of characters that you actually like. Like, I don't know how long it's been, like Disney doesn't, again, just things that Disney used to nail with having a crew of people that you actually want to follow. Like, you want to follow all of these characters, even the masculine side. Like, these are all cool characters that you want to follow just throughout the journey. Like, these aren't people that you're like, I'm tired of this bitch. Like, no, I want to, this is a good adventure with characters that I like. And also, these are characters that, again, like, people are going to cosplay as, and they're going to have a fun time, you know, admiring. And this is a movie that you're going to want to rewatch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times with your family, with friends, whatever.
Not a single person in this movie is annoying. All these characters are so fun.
Yes! Yeah.
Nah, like Bryan said, I can definitely see a lot of people going like Comic Cons and like conventions, just dressing up as the Saja Boys, especially when they're in their idol costumes.
No, I see people dressing up as them. Their fucking demon form goes hard.
Like, when they are floating up in the sky, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dude, one of the best villain songs in a while because it's just like, well, first of all, the fucking dancing choreography is fucking slick. And it's a villain song not about what they want to do. It's a villain song it's a victory lap. It's about how they fucking won. And that's so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You hardly get that in animated musicals. Even the classic Disney ones, you always get the villain song about what they want to do. Like I need more villain songs about the villains doing about how they fucking won.
Yes. It's a really good point.
Yeah,
I think we're at the point though where for Kevin, final thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters. I think we've pretty much rounded the bend on this excellent movie. Kevin?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good movie. And one scene I would definitely like to point out is that free, when they're saying about like being free and everything, and I'm just like, dang, this boy really believing, like he's been a demon for like thousands of years, and this man believing that he could be free. And then, you know, the dynamic between him and the lead singer was just crazy because it's like they're kind of like trying to play each other, but in a way, like when he actually finally starts to believe, you know what I'm saying? It's like the demon guy pulls him down, like, bro, if you really thought you was gonna get out of here, bro, you're sorely mistaken. That's not how this works. And the sacrifice at the end, most definitely, but this was a very incredible movie, and I'll definitely watch it like 3 more times after this. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
1000%. And like it was fantastic that toward the end, that first time I've only seen it once, but like I had no clue where this was going. Like, this was not, oh yeah, I could kind of sense where everything's going in the end. It's like, I really had no clue what's gonna happen here. Like, okay, like, alright, so now they're dressing up like the two, like, you know, the trio. It's like, okay, two of them are compromised, well, but they're not actually themselves on stage, and shit's going left, and how is this gonna end? Like, it was so interesting. It pulled me in the entire time, especially toward the end, but the entire time. And like that main villain is funny, man. When he like repeats like, "I'm your soda pop," like
It's catchy.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
So I respect this one because like it a lot because not only is like a good animated musical, it kind of like reinvents like a new type of animated musical because there hasn't been one that like focuses on K-pop, and it's like usually Disney is the one that usually tries to like
get on the pulse of that.
Reinvent like animated musicals or try to put them in a new lighter fashion.
Wish.
And this is like the Rich reinvented fucking
Agree, but they kept saying that over and over. We got some songwriters, some of that work from Justin Bieber.
What about Aladdin?
We found these guys in a
Aladdin was a good musical that Disney produced.
What'd you say, Kevin?
I definitely believe that, you know, Aladdin was a good musical that
10,000%
Disney made.
Yeah, but we're talking about like recent, like past 5 years.
I respect I respect like any movie trying to do something new or trying to reinvent a genre, and this is like just reinventing like the anime musicals in a different fashion. Whereas this is I think this is the first one to do K-pop, as in like another movie that tried to do something new was with the musicals was
Strange World, Strange Magic.
Ah, you knew it! You knew exactly where I was going.
Well, that's like 10 years ago.
Like in Jukebox Musical.
That is 10 years ago now. That we can't keep referencing that dog shit.
We never did that.
No.
Nobody ever remembers that movie or wants to remember that movie. So, Disney doesn't want you to remember that movie.
No. So
that's why they just like, fuck, we bought LucasArts, so we have to fucking fulfill his contract and release in theaters.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to. I think we're pretty much good with K-pop Demon Hunters. We've wrapped it up, Kevin. I appreciate you for tagging in.
Get rid of his ass.
Genuinely, but also stay tuned because now Disney's gonna react and they're gonna make a Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Twerk Hunters movie.
You forgot Beyonce.
She's not in
Lion.
But yeah, you got to get them. Well, they'll probably have Beyonce in there. You got to get the Twerk Hunters in there pretty soon. So that's gonna be
hold on, but all the songs are gonna be by the songwriters from Wish. Because I believe, you're telling me all those, because like I believe that all those three together can probably make a kick-ass song if they try. Or a song better than like whatever fucking Wish or Mufasa had. But like no,
wait, what is the bar? Those two? That's the bar?
Huh? I mean, I don't listen to their music, but I'm pretty sure their songs are better than whatever fucking Wish and Mufasa and Snow White had.
Sure, but everything's better than that.
Yeah, but like if you wanted to be in that fucking awful ass Vision timeline, it needs to be by the songwriters of Wish.
Understood. Kevin, appreciate you for being in.
I don't. Get the fuck out of here.
Do you have any social?
Get out of my virtual house.
Do you want any social media outreach for any fans that might want to find you? Anywhere that you want people to find you at? We could give out your address.
Don't really have too much going on right now. Instagram, you know.
What is it?
I'll definitely let you. I'll send it to you so you can.
Tell them. Tell the audience, what's the name?
Okay, if you want to find Kevin, you can find him at Glen Bell One Way W112.
Anyway, Kevin, again, appreciate you for being here.
That's the address of fucking Taco Bell headquarters.
All right, on to the next.
He's an angel. It's a beautiful angel that does beautiful things.
Bring Her Back. This obviously got ourselves a scary movie here. This was directed by the brother duo of Danny and Michael Filippo. This comes from Sony, again, just like our previous
A24.
And A24. Mark, take us away here. You're the one that saw Bring Her Back, so bring us back into this movie's existence.
So like, I wasn't too interested in seeing this until like I found out more about it because like usually when it comes to like horror movies, I usually see them based off word of mouth to like hear if they're good or not.
Right.
Or like or if the concept like does interest me, I will see it. Other like sometimes certain like a lot of horror trailers, it's like it's just like ambiguous horror, just like a bunch of random scary shots. Like I don't really care for that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
But like it was getting some buzz, and especially I was more interested when I heard who was directing it, and it was the same guys that made the movie Talk to Me, and I highly recommend Talk to Me. That's a really fun horror movie, just about these like teenagers like trying to like playing around with the supernatural hand, and like when you like hold the hand and you say talk to me, you let a spirit in, and it's like kind of has like a party vibe of people just like these teenagers just fucking around with the supernatural. And it's just like a fun, like it's just like the vibe of it is fun, and like the horror of it and the rules of it are just also fun.
Nice.
Like that, it's a really well made, it's a really fun horror movie. And I highly recommend you see it, like probably at Halloween or something like that. High recommend on that one. So I was like, okay, I'm curious about how they pull off another one. Like maybe it'll be as fun as Talk to Me. No, it is not. It is very fucking grim. Just very fucking grim. It's about just these foster kids because their father died in the beginning of the movie. Their father died in a shower. I guess he slips and he just like crushes his head and he just dies in the shower. And they go to this like they get fostered by this like this lady, and she kind of has a creepy vibe to him. And like throughout the movie, you find out he's like more and more creepy because she watches these ritual videos and she's trying to mimic whatever ritual they're doing on the video. And she also has this child who's like not very talkative, but is like kind of doing some weird stuff. And he kind of seems like he's possessed by the devil in certain ways. Like he's like just hurting himself and like chewing whatever, tables, knives,
Jesus.
And it's pretty fucking gruesome.
Sounds like a fuck.
And like, you know, this crazy lady has some plans of her own with the two children she like just adopted the foster. Like, well, she just wants a little girl. The older brother, she's trying to get rid of. So she's trying to frame him for like shit he didn't do, like pissing on himself in the bed, or like fucking giving her a black eye, or just like, you know, framing her for hitting her. Like it's just yeah, she's getting away with this shit too, and it's just like so fucking like this movie's just like it's. So also the suspense, like I wasn't bored at all of this movie. Like it's very suspenseful, it's very well shot, and like the actors are really good. All the acting is really great. That's why it makes me upset because it's so believable, and it's like fucking this. Because like another movie, like you guys gave a good comparison. I was describing this movie. You said like it's like Cabin in the Woods. Is that the no, not Cabin in the Woods. It was like
wait, I said about this.
Yeah, when I was describing this movie.
Oh, okay.
Not Cabin in the Woods. That's a different horror movie.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods was the Shyamalan one, man. That's his movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't recall what I was. That was like because this was like early in the month. That's when this came out. So like I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what the hell I was comparing.
No. Cabin in the Woods is a 2011 film. What the fuck was that M. Night Shyamalan?
It wasn't Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is like a 2011 like.
Oh my god.
Different horror.
The cabin of religiousness.
Knock at the cabin.
Holy.
Knock at the cabin. That's what it's called.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The Cabin was a completely different horror movie that came out in 2011. The movie we're talking about was Knock at the Cabin, where it's like it's not similar to the plot, but we're talking about how we feel about it, where the acting is well done. The cinematography is well done. Everything about the movie is just well made. And like it's very suspenseful, and the pacing is good. The flow is good. But we just don't like that movie because it's just fucking. Like, I hate the fucking vibes. It's just so fucking grim, and I hate what happens to the characters. And because they're good actors, it's so believable. You just like hate to see them go through this, and it's like, fuck. This like I hate seeing these type of movies. This fucking shit sucks.
Yeah.
But it's a very well made movie. But fuck it. It's just so dark and so grim, and I just like I
feel that way.
Antagonist characters in it.
I feel that way about our next movie. I'll be honest with you, a little bit, just slightly.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that.
But I don't have anything to say about this movie except you're selling me on not seeing this movie.
But please see Talk to Me. You can skip this one.
I can skip this.
I know if you like grim shit, if you like feeling like shit by the end of your day, go see this.
That's when that's for this.
Yeah,
you know, I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to feel like shit. You know.
Oh yeah, I was not having a good time, but like yeah. Respect the crafts. Don't respect the art. I don't respect the art. I respect the craft.
I'm sorry,
I respect the craft.
That is hilarious. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a hilarious frame.
The picture, the image, the art is not for me. How the art was made.
There we go.
I like that. I like how the art was made. I don't like the art itself.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
Please make another movie in the vibe of Talk to Me, please. You know, if you guys are gonna do another horror movie, please make it in the vibe of the last movie you did, not this shit.
28 years later.
The third in the 28 later. I don't know what they want to call it. The 28 later trilogy now. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, 28 later.
But 28.
Moving up and down again. Moving up and down again.
But here we are, 28 years later. This was directed by Danny Boyle, written by Alex Garland. They are back on the crew to get this thing rolling into its third edition. This stars Alfie Williams as the 12-year-old Spike, Jodie Corner as Spike's mom, Aaron Taylor Johnson from obviously Craven fame. I mean, that's not obviously Bullet Train when he was legendary, but the Craven fame as Jamie, Spike's dad, and Ralph Fiennes as Dr. Ian Kelson. I will say, as someone that, again, has not watched any of the 28 later movies, I thought...
Oh, you haven't seen Days?
Nope.
Days is good. You can skip
I
Weeks.
know, I was considering, but again, this was already a last
Weeks is fine.
I came in, I was about to not watch this before the review discussion here, and then when I was heading back home, I saw that one of our local movie theaters has a discount day, and I was like, fuck it. I'll fucking go. It's $8.
I just found out the 28 Laters was a franchise, like, when I saw the trailer to this. Like a week before I saw this movie. Actually, a week before I saw this movie. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait, my roommate was like, yeah, I saw the old movie. I'm like, wait, old movie? There was other 28 years later? Yeah. And it's all like, oh, there's 28 days later, 28 weeks later. Holy shit. But they skipped months. What the fuck is months? So like, yeah, I was like, this is gonna be a big blockbuster. It's gonna be Talk of the Town. So it's like I was like, did the same thing I did with like other certain blockbusters that
this
are
isn't a blockbuster though. This is
one night I watched 28.
This isn't really a blockbuster though.
Huh?
This isn't really a blockbuster though.
This one?
No. I wouldn't say this is blockbuster. Like Independence Day, that's a Jaws blockbuster. Oh, this becomes.
I guess like big premiere movies. I don't know.
This is like a
franchise. Big franchise movies.
Yeah, big tentpole movies. I think.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows what that definition means?
Big IP. Blockbusters like Transformers. You know what I mean? Explosive. Blockbuster. Boom. You know. Like big explosions.
Screenblastpodcast.
Yeah. No viewers.
If I had like a fucking... Okay, what would you... I'm gonna get off subject. Fuck it. If I was a billionaire and like without your permission, I just like put like fucking Screen Blast podcast in theaters, and you're just like reading about box office, and you just find out like one of our podcasts in theaters, and it's making like fucking $1 million in the box office. What would you do?
The question is, how much of a share of that $1 million do we actually get, or is this just some fiction?
Oh, it's going back to me. I'm still a billionaire. I'm not. Really
so it's just you specifically.
Yeah.
Like you license.
But how would you feel if I just put Star Wars podcast in the theater?
I'd be like, well, you did name it. Like now, if Cartoon Chat's there, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. But if
what if I put Cartoon Chat?
Then it's like, well, I need my fraction, bitch. Like, go fuck yourself. But I'm glad it's making money. I don't know.
I don't give you really. I'm like.
I know that's the question. No, but yeah, I thought this, like what I love are stylized movies that have their own. Filmmakers that have their own identity. That's why we like the Mad Max movies from that director. That's why we like even if it's controversial, that's why I like Michael Bay movies, because he has his own style. Like clearly Danny Boyle has his own style to how he structures and designs and films, his direction. Like, and like, there's just magical moments in how he directs, and using the silhouette of the zombies, whatever they're called here, the undead. I just love using the silhouette at night, like as we're getting to dusk or dawn, of just the approach of them, like just standing on the edge of not edge of the horizon, but on the hilltop, or when they're using bow and arrows. I love the little, not 360 shot, but maybe it's like a 100 degree. It's a very short degree shot where you just kind of the arrow goes through and it's does a quick spin.
It's like a video game, like Critical Attack.
Yes.
In a fighting game where you hit you get the last hit and it just like freezes and like does different cuts to it.
Absolutely.
Like an action game. That's what it reminds me of. If you're talking about style, my discovery of like the 28 Days Later, because like it's hard. The movie isn't really streaming in much places. 28 Days, but it is on Pluto TV, and like so when I tried to watch it on Pluto TV, the quality was like really fucking low, and I was like, this is unbearable. So I was like trying to go through settings to see if I can bump the quality up, or like I couldn't find any quality bumping settings, and it was just bothering me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna rent it on Amazon. Same thing, it was just same quality, and then I found out that's on purpose.
Right.
The movie, like the director purposely chose like a
obscure,
weird,
and a very obscure.
Yeah, weird, obscure kind of camera quality.
Yes.
Like for that movie.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
But I think that whole time I was wasting so much time trying to look for fucking quality settings and shit.
Right. Yeah. But in terms of the story here, like, I like how it progresses into just being this coming of age story with this kid in the middle of an apocalypse, essentially, or this quarantine zone, and he's living in what is the apocalypse, or the aftermath of an apocalypse, whereas the rest of the world is still kind of turning, which we see in when the Navy guy comes in and all that stuff, and he's stranded there. But like everything about, okay, like this is a core moment in this kid's life, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, the dad, is trying to get him ready before everyone else there, and just how things kind of snowball through that day. Like everything's cool. He's going through. They get back, and then he also he's already questioning things, and then he sees that his dad is having some sort of affair, and he's already tired of this, and his mom has like this problem. It's like, I will say this was my core point that I kind of don't like about the movie. I don't know why, like Sloth's story had this too. Like there's no fun in having a character dragging along the story that has dementia or cancer that affects them in a demented way.
Sloth's story had that too?
It's just not fucking fun. Yeah. It's not like she was forgetting things. The mom was slowly forgetting things. I brought this up in the review.
Okay, that was bothering me about this movie too. Like
it just sucks, because it's like there's no fun here for anyone.
I feel like the what I didn't like about the movie is just like I didn't really side with the kids morally go on an adventure. I could get it. He's trying to find a way. He thinks that they're. I get it. I just don't side with it because I can't. I don't like. We're just supposed to antagonize the father just because he cheated on his wife, but he's not trying to put her in danger. He just can't do anything. So again, I think he can be redeemable if they try, because that's all he's done.
Right, but I like the fact that this movie frames it in the way of this is what a 12-year-old would do. This is a 12-year-old that's kind of, he's just cracking open what is a new world. He's just getting outside of this realm that he's in. He doesn't even really like where he's at on this island. It just is that's where they're at. And the moment that he sees that, it's like, okay, any moment that he learns, okay, there's some doctor, and he was there is a doctor, it's like, okay, well then why aren't we going out there? It's like he's blind, or he's ignorant to what everyone else is warning him about. And it is interesting that along, like, when we get to the very end of the journey, that doctor is not anything like what they perceive. Now, he is crazy, and you would think he was crazy by all the stories that you learn. Of all the, him dragging a bunch of humans around.
He is
clearly crazy.
He's not like, the doctor is fine.
He is a bit demented.
Oh, yeah, well, but still, it's more about, like, his willing to go out there because his world, his village have, like, rules, and they want to be safe. Out there is very dangerous, and he decides to go, not only just go out there alone, but with his dementia mother.
Yes.
And also where he's not very skilled at fighting.
No.
But
he got a taste
and he falls in a deep sleep, and his mother's the one that fucking saves his ass when they're in the cave.
Yes. No, I understand. I understand, but it's like he's 12.
I understand that. That's not like against the that's not against the writing. It's just like I hated watching that aspect. It's like just like how I feel with like the last movie I was just talking about, Bring Her Back. It's like there it's nothing wrong with the story writing, but like it just like makes me upset because like it's just like this world is realistic, and I do feel like it does feel believable. So like these decisions by the characters, it just like kind of makes me upset while I'm watching it. Doesn't put me in a good mood. It's like,
right.
Come on, what the fuck are you doing?
No, and again, like, look, I think anyone can relate to trying to find any way, shape, or form to help, whether it's a family member or someone you know, or a guardian, or just anyone, a friend who needs to get that help, and you're stranded here. Yeah, I mean, you could easily use this as an allegory for the American healthcare system. Like, if you're out of luck and you're fucked and you're poor, you're kind of in a shit position to get the help that you need. And like, but if you're a kid, if you're 12, like for instance, if this kid was in regular America right now, and like just was 12 but didn't know anything about the healthcare system and was trying to get help, he would take his mom to a doctor that really knew, let's say he lived counties away and he wanted to get to Johns Hopkins, one of the most recognized hospitals, because they have a doctor that could help them. It's like he doesn't really care if there's money involved. If there's money involved, he doesn't care about all the loopholes that would require or are required. It's like, is this helpful? Okay, and then all the consequences come later. But the goal here is that he just wants to help his mom there, and I can understand that. But yeah, like I think on your end, where it's like you see this guy, the kid's journey and like his decision making, it was aggravating for you. I can understand that. Meanwhile, on my side, I just didn't like that. Like, you could have had her sick without being like dementia rattled. Like, that shit was like very. It's already a depressing story. Like these people were on an island. They need as much protection as possible. And, like by the skin of their teeth, the father and son get out of that incredibly hairy situation. And now he's this 12-year-old has to walk with this mom who's demented through areas that she's nostalgic about. And she keeps calling him the father. Like, she's so out of it. Like, it's just like, fuck, man. I don't even want to watch this movie.
Like, they're all it's
at a point where it's like, I don't even want to necessarily watch whatever happens here. I don't want to watch this story because it's just fucking depressing. It's just degrade. It just sucks. It just sucks.
They're all vulnerable to the infected virus as well while they're out there.
Yes. Yeah.
The movie does like have a little bit of levity when you get like the army guy in there.
Yeah, and you get
he's a fun character, even though his appearance in there is kind of brief.
You get levity, but you also get a little bit of more detail about the fact that the rest of the world is, or not the rest of it, but obviously beyond where they are. You get
details that the rest of the world has progressed because
yes,
the first movie does take place of like when it released, where it's like 28 days later came out in like 2002,
okay,
or 1, but like it I think it takes place around that time.
Gotcha.
And like so that that's when the infected virus came out happened and stuff. But like this kind of clues you into like it's kind of world building that tells you, because he has a smartphone and shit, like parts of the world that still progress and smartphones did end up existing later on.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Like, I was like, what's that? Because there were just little moments where it's like the kid gets to be a kid for 3 seconds.
They have funny banter, like when he shows them a picture of his girlfriend.
That's funny. Like, what's wrong with her face? But also, like, the kid gets to be a kid for like 3 seconds when he's like, he puts the helmet on, and it's like it's way too big. But it's like he for 3 seconds he gets to be a kid.
I was hoping there was gonna be more dynamics like that. Like either with like I was expecting most of the movie be like the kid with his father, or like I wish most of the movie was also the kid and that army guy. I forgot his name, but yeah, it's like just like the kid and his mother. It's just depressing. It's like not my cup of tea, but it is well acted and is well directed. Yeah, the kid is phenomenal. Alfie Williams, I think whatever he does in the future, like I can't wait to see him as he progresses into the future roles. You know, this would be a guy that obviously he's not like Spider-Man, but like you imagine 10 years ago, it's like who's our next Spider-Man or whatever. Like who's our next young person that could grow up into a role. Like this would be a cool guy to watch get into one of these roles that is a staple and then grows like for 10 years in sequel after sequel after sequel, because you would watch him progress in age, but you also can tell he's got great acting chops. So very interesting. Again, also part of the world that doesn't make sense, or at least the rules since what they established, especially with the village, is like there's a baby later that gets born from an infected. Also, first of all, the mother just being like very confident that you want to help this infected. That was okay. That's where I was like, if you're gonna have a demented mom, like we can't do this shit. We can't do this shit where like you're putting everyone at such vulnerability here. Like this is like I was the army guy. Fucking kill that baby. Yeah, the movie really stops for a minute, and I'm like, what the fuck are we like? I understand that maybe for some people this is like, wow, we're learning about how the zombies are like actually still human in some way, and like, but it's like I don't. Is this a different movie? Can we get back on track here? Also, these people are infected. Yes. Being anywhere near them is because their blood, the rules in this world is like, their blood is dangerous. If their blood touches your blood, you're done. Yes. And it's like, you can't, of fucking blood. I'm pretty sure they've been through rough shit, so I'm pretty sure they have an open scar or something somewhere. Yes. And she's like fucking touching this infected lady trying to help get this baby out. Like, you are at super risk of getting infected just by fucking touching her. Yeah, or let alone the baby should have been infected the first second that it gets blood in its mouth or in its wherever, because babies are going to have cuts here. There was some rule that babies are covered in something when they're born. That's why I forgot the rule the doctor mentioned why it was like not infected. I'm very surprised though when I get to the village that the village doesn't just shoot the fucking baby, because that's the thing. Yeah. In the movie he sends the baby to the village because he tells them in the letter. I wouldn't tell you shit in the letter. I would not say this baby's from an infected. I found the baby. I would just say found a baby here. Found the baby. He's not infected. Yeah. And again, I think the reason why I understand you in defense of the father, because I was also in defense of the father too. Because Aaron Taylor Johnson was leading this movie very well, or just working very well with the kid, and then we're just at a moment where it's just, all right, now you're done. Because he had a moment, but I understand because we're following the kid's perception, and that's good. Yeah. But it also means, well, we're done with Aaron Taylor Johnson, but he was killing it in this movie. Actually, no. So, yeah, this is my problem with certain movies, in the perspective of kids sometimes, is my problem is not the kid and the kid's, perspective. Yeah. Because, I'm fine with it, and I'm fine with, coming of age stories and stuff. Fair. My problem when it comes to, stories about, kids, and they're making the wrong decisions, is when the world treats them like they're in the right. Is when it feels like the world's treating them in the right, and it's it doesn't feel like the kid is being punished enough for their decision. I agree, but I will keep an exception to this movie because I think it handles it well enough. Yeah. Because I think because when you're 12, what is right? Yeah. A movie I give props to. He himself is struggling with this. I think the director worked on this movie, but a movie I give props to was Ready Player One. No, Civil War. What's that have to do with anything? Movies I give props to is Wish. Go watch Wish, everybody. That has nothing to do with our conversation at all, but I love Wish, and Bryan loves it more than me. Watch our review. I definitely say that. Totally. But no, Civil War. Oh my god. I think the director worked on that. Who? This director? Yeah.
Alex Garland? Wait, no. Danny Boyle? I thought that was wasn't it the duo that, I thought it was the duo that did the, wasn't it the duo that did, Infinity War? That worked in Civil War?
No, Russo Brothers. Not Captain America Civil War!
Okay. Alright.
The fucking political Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. I thought that
You think the Russo Brothers?
I thought it was Joe Russo and Anthony Russo, director.
What the fuck? No!
Yes! They worked on it. What are you talking about?
Captain America Civil War?
Yes! Because that was their thing since Winter
No,
Soldier.
you idiot! I'm talking about the other Civil War! Look up Civil War.
Oh, no one gives a fuck about that movie. Go fuck
fucking
yourself.
great! I like it.
But didn't he work on Warfare just now too? Wasn't that his movie too?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, because I was trying to get off.
Yeah.
Mark, I don't want to remember Civil War. That's why I was like trying to I was like, yeah.
I know it's fun because like what I like the aspect I like about it because I hate that little kid that makes dumb decisions, but it feels like every time she made a decision, she gets punished for it with something traumatizing. Something traumatizing happens to her every time she makes the wrong decision.
Well, something traumatizing happens to everyone else around her when she makes dumb decisions. That's the bigger thing. It's like everyone else is fucked because you made the dumb decision. What? Oh, you wanted to get out of another truck, go into someone else's truck, and now you guys are being held at gunpoint by the fucking Trump people.
And then you fall in a fucking pit of bodies.
Then you fall in a pit of bodies and you're fucking freaking out. And you get the other guy killed. Good job. You killed it. You fucking retard. Yeah. I was like, this bitch, I can't. Oh my god. Anyway.
I was watching that movie like, how did you get?
But it wasn't on her. It was all, everyone else got fucked, but not her. She got to be what she wanted to be, because she got to get nice and up front, in front of when it got to the White House. It's like, no, you should be dead 20 minutes back, because you get to be a star, and now you're giving what's her name, fucking Kirsten Dunst PTSD again, because you want to be all up front. I hated this bitch. Fuck her. Anyway, 28 years later, I like the end. Toward the end of the movie, we get again this great message, and I like. This movie is clearly pro assisted suicide, clearly.
Yes.
And I appreciate that, because there's a lot of people where it's if they're in that condition, there's a lot of, especially in America here, places where it's no, keep it going for as long as, let's keep drugging, it's well, some people are kind of ready. And I like that when she was ready and she knew and she was given the truth, it was no, I know how fucked up I am right now. I'm good. And it was incredibly
There's gotta be another word for it. It just sounds so harsh. Just assisted suicide.
Yeah, but that's what it is. You're ending it. But he was gentle and honest with it.
Yeah.
And I love the way that he did it. Just, that's good. That's respectable. Okay.
Door closed.
Especially in a world where it's so torturous and so evil.
Okay, so
all that.
All right, so now we talk about the real end, the actual ending. Oh, you already took that out of your fucking brain.
The actual ending, the bit, what? You're talking about the weird ass shit. I don't know those references, so I don't.
That wasn't a reference to anything. The only thing I was.
It's just the Teletubby group.
Yeah, it's the only thing I was referencing was the beginning of the movie.
That was so out of place.
And the fucking music cue, cause dude, it was the way it was shot was like a fucking one of those Super Bowl commercials that act like it's something else.
Yes.
Cause he was it's the music is still swelling and he's trying to get this one infected zombie guy, and
yeah.
And these guys just come out and we're that's cool, but you can use a little help. And it plays this weird it's just a mashup because not because of the movie, because because I watch these movies late, sometimes I doze off a little bit.
Yeah.
And when I wake up I'm still a bit drowsy. And that is so surreal when I'm just kind of drowsy, just watching the ending of it. And it's that scene just pops up, and it's by the time the end credits pop up, I feel like I just had a fucking fever dream.
Genuinely.
I'm
because I'm what is this? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? What are we?
Because it plays the Teletubby, and you're ready? 1, 2, 3,
Because I saw the cross, I was okay, cool, yeah. But then they had their whole Avengers team with them, their elderly Avengers, and I was what? Okay. And then also, I didn't like how weirdly he was smiling at the kid. It was very much yeah, I want to be friends with you. It was very, kid, I think you should stay away from these guys.
I like my positive, what the fuck artistic endings.
Yes.
But, only when they're like in the right tone and they're done and they're executed well. I don't think this is executed well.
Oh god.
This was just like I would like this ending in a different movie, in a more like
one that
one that has more comedic tone. Like if this movie already established a comedic tone earlier, and then we get to a serious like sort of end, then we get back to this tone. It's like okay, sure.
This is the end of Boy Kills World. This is like perfect. You put at the end of Boy Code for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Not this, but Boy Kills World.
Yeah, these guys it could be the same scene. Like he's fighting the master, and then like these guys show up. Like you can use a little help. 1, 2, 3, and it's like it just plays out all that music and shit. Like it's fitting, sure.
Yeah. You reminded me of another thing. I do like when they first go out when they first go out in the beginning of the movie, father and son, you get this compare and contrast to, other films, very former films from obviously mid-century, last century, where you're getting, archery and archery of like presentations of like very far back in the past of the World War, and very militaristic.
There's not much. You're not missing much in terms of like story if you didn't watch the other movies, because like you can watch them as like their own thing. Yeah. The only thing like that just like that helps is like you just get
more context.
The context of the rules of the Infected. Okay. But this movie already provides enough rules on the Infected.
Right. Did that have anything to do with what I was talking about, or were you just
no? I was just throwing that out there.
Okay, cool.
Because like the prior protagonists at all aren't referenced. Even 20 weeks later, the protagonists in that one aren't even referenced in that either.
Understood.
I heard like throughout this trilogy they're gonna bring back one of the protagonists from Days. In one of these trilogies, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
If it makes enough money, I don't know how it's doing. I think it's doing fine.
I think because they already confirmed they're trying to do it, so they're in production probably.
Okay, I mean, good on Sony then.
I'm kind of pissed that like they're like the other movies, because they were announced it was a trilogy while this is in production. They were working on it. I'm kind of low key pissed that like the other movies they're still going to be in the 28 years later line. If I was to have it my way, I would like, okay, since we're doing years, the next one better be 28 decades later, and we better get like a super apocalyptic world. And then the next movie better be 28 centuries later, where we go fucking sci-fi with this shit.
You could also bounce around however you want it. You could do 28 months later. You could fill in.
Nah, you gotta keep moving forward.
No. You can go back.
I want my fucking sci-fi Glorian alien.
I feel you, but people love prequels. You could do 28 hours later. You can go even further back. 28 minutes later.
28 seconds later.
28 seconds later. You could do all that. If you don't, yeah. All right.
28 nanoseconds later.
28 years later. Again, kind of. It's tough. It's visually amazing, and I think they do some really good stuff. I think story-wise, character-wise, you make some weird choices. So it's up to you if you want to watch it. But it is special in that way.
It's a well-made movie, but that even though like the sweat decisions, I think the movies are well made. The pacing is well done. The movie should have ended after the boys' last note, because no matter what I think about this movie, I think like all my critiques are of personal taste, but that ending with the fucking Teletubbies crew, that was bad. That was just bad.
That was so out of place.
You don't do that. Yeah, I guess they're trying to establish like the tone of the next movie is probably going to be something like that in terms of that ending, but like you do not do that. Like if you're gonna when Marvel movies do it, they're gonna do that. Like they would like have something like that for like a post-credit scene.
Right.
Like you could have ended it there, and then had that be like mid or post-credits. That'd be fine, because for me personally, I count like mid or post-credits as an extra part of the movie and not part of the movie experience. For me, the movie experience ends at the end credits.
Fair. I just think at its core, you really chopped what was an absolutely brilliant. You led this progression started all the way back when his mother died. Like, and the response that's the ending grows from there, and it swells and builds, and the decisions he makes from there, it all builds to the ending. And you didn't even need to have them interlaced together, like the Teletubby crew. That could have been literally them doing whatever, just basically showing the audience that they're alive wherever they are. They didn't have to be they didn't have to intersect with him because it kind of chops at the knees of the growth that he's had. And I understand the idea, like, well, he was going to die. It's like, well, you didn't even need to have to present that he was going to die at the end. You could have had him just one zombie and then just have him run away and then end the movie there and give the impression, like, yeah, he has to still live, but, like, you don't have to make this weird ass. It just cuts. It really does, like, change the entire. And it really does just chop at the progression of that ending. That was so well done. It's wild.
Dude, it's like going to like a funeral service or somebody you really respected, and like after somebody says their like notes for the person that just passed, a fucking clown car drives in, and fucking clowns pop up, and the whole service like and that's how the service ends.
But they're dancing with the corpse.
Yeah, yeah.
Dan, Evil Eye. I know nothing about this, but Mark's gonna fill us in on what in God's name's going on with this. Mark, what's going on with Dan?
I like how it has a subtitle like it's a fucking movie, and it's not. It's just like the so last year because like the Dan came out in theaters, and you thought it was a movie, and I didn't know what the fuck it was, but like, I know, hey, it's anime. I like going to the theaters just for any reason for something new, so I went to go see that, and it was good, but it was just like the first 3 episodes of a new anime. It wasn't even edited like a movie. It was because like it was 3 episodes edited together, and even the act breaks, the fade to blacks are even there. So it's not like Mugen Train where that was a movie first and edited to be an episode later. Where there's no act breaks in Mugen Train because it's just a movie.
Yeah.
This one is not even edited to even be like a movie because you still got the act breaks and everything in there. But it's a good series. I like it. It's about like it's about these 2 characters who try to solve their situations through the supernatural. It starts off with like one believes in aliens and one believes in ghosts, but they don't believe each other. And then they both get into some shit involving aliens and ghosts. And now like the rest of the series they try to deal with like mysteries involving ghosts and aliens, and probably both. And it's the animation's really good. The character, it's like the humor is really funny. It's a good anime. I do recommend it.
Cool.
So this second one is just season 2, because the first season is like.
Is it all season 2 or just a subsection of it?
Oh, this is just the first 3 episodes of season 2.
Okay, just wanted to know.
Just the first 3 episodes.
So this is not like Demon Slayer, which re-released Mugen Train earlier in the year and is about to release another movie later that ties into the series, but is not actually.
The first 3 episodes don't even story-wise don't even structure like a movie because where it ends off.
You were pissed about that last time, right? You were like, "What the fuck? It doesn't even."
Oh yeah. It ends to where like it's like on to the next episode.
Right.
What coming out in a month or 2? Are you fucking kidding me? And I was only upset because I was enjoying it. I was like, shit, I want to see the rest of this.
Of course.
Same thing with this one. It's just the first 3 episodes, and then by the time they get to the 3rd one, it doesn't end off as like the arc of where they are. Doesn't end. It's like they're still in the middle of whatever situation they're dealing with, and it's like, well, watch out for the next episode coming in 2 months. Like, fuck you! End this story. You're gonna put in the fucking theaters, you piece of shit. I was watching that.
Fucking crazy, man.
But it's good. I like it. You can, of course, you don't have to catch and you don't have to catch these in the theater. You can just wait for them.
Well, they're now not even in. They're not even in the theater.
I think it's premiering this at the time of this recording. It's premiering this month. Second season.
Crunchyroll? What are we talking?
It's licensed by a couple places actually. I think it's on Crunchyroll. It's also on Netflix and Hulu.
Cool.
Good anime. I like it.
That's awesome.
Solid anime. I'm not crazy about it. Not the best one I've ever seen, but it's solid. It's funny. It's fun. Like fun time.
Nice. Good to know. Dan, Evil Eye. Not a movie. Just the first 3 episodes. But it's good. But just basically wait for the series to actually Is it out? So the series isn't that part of the series isn't even out yet, right? Technically.
I think it's coming out this month. I don't know if it's already premiered or anything.
By the time this is out, it'll be out.
It's also being simulcast with the dub, and I saw this in dub form.
Okay.
So like you can watch it in dub or sub, either or. The dub and sub are, it's like they're premiering at the same time.
Cool.
Which I appreciate because it's unpopular, but like I'm a dub guy. I think dubs are solid, and I don't want to look at the bottom of the screen all the time. I'm sorry.
Again, it all for me. There's context to this. That's all.
Exactly, there is.
That's all.
But for me, most of the time, I think the dubs are just fine enough.
Fair. Again, it depends. I've seen some dog shit dubs.
I've seen some dog shit dubs.
Right.
Too. But most of the time, at least of my experience from like the shit I've
especially past 5 years, it's been dubs have gotten like, especially
because they're actually being taken seriously.
Exactly. So I can side with that.
Well, anime is just taken seriously by anime is just mainstream now.
Yep.
You see, like everybody, you always see people with those fucking that like Naruto hoodie. You know that with the black one of those patterns.
People are wearing that So the Naruto hoodie with the fucking that shit.
That pattern, you know. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
But that shit is basically like when Transformers used to have the fucking Autobot logo everywhere. Yeah. Like for like the past 10 years, like that's what that is. Like no one really. There's like a lot of people that don't really.
It was like a fucking robe.
Yeah, it's either a robe or it's a part of a headband or whatever. Like it's all. Whatever it can be marketed on, like people are like, "Oh, I like that."
Anime's in the mainstream now, and that's why the industries take it seriously. So a lot of them don't really get shitty dubs.
The Phoenician scheme.
Subject: Zsa Corda.
He's the shrewdest businessman alive.
Wes Anderson returns in the Phoenician scheme.
Wes Anderson.
He has been a legend. I mean, we both saw Isle of Dogs. I think same time, if not. We saw it the same time, right? Isle of Dogs.
So Isle of Dogs is my introduction to like Wes Anderson shit because I was like, ooh, stop motion animation, and that's when I was interested in Fantastic Fox, but I never got a chance to see it. So after I saw Isle of Dogs, I was like, I need more of this shit. So I went back to see Fantastic Mr. Fox, and now like the name Wes Anderson is planet. So I've been any new shit with him. I've been looking into.
Yeah.
So like after that, I'm pretty sure there was something in between that, but I just didn't catch it. It was like I saw. The Rocket,
Asteroid City,
yeah, and then
I think there's one before that,
and the some of the Netflix specials because he had some Netflix specials. I've seen some of those. I really do need to backtrack on some of this like older shit, but what I like about his style is like. It's like a stage play. It's just it's a one shot it's a flat one shot. And you can imagine, like, just sets coming in and just they're just setting it up and they're just, like, acting around that set. You don't even, like, the camera is really stiff of where it angles
Absolutely.
And shit.
Yes.
And, and again, it's just like stage sets. Everything is just like a stage set.
It's so amazing because in the stop motion stuff that, that was also my introduction. I might have seen something before, but I don't recall before seeing Fantastic Mr. Fox or Isle of Dogs, but with Isle of Dogs it was like, okay, is this just Isle of Dogs? No, this is just his style, and it's very impressive that he was able to put that right into stop motion and then go back.
I wasn't even thinking about it as a type of style because usually stop motion films are usually very unique. A lot of stop motion films are very unique in terms of style.
Right.
Like, once I watched Fantastic Mr. Fox's name starts to plan, and when I looked into his other movies, I'm like, wait a second. This is filmed just like a stop-motion shit. I'm in.
Yeah. I didn't shout out the fact that this is a star-studded collection of people here. You have Benicio del Toro, of course, main actor. You have Mia Thorapleton. She's the obvious daughter there. Who becomes the heir to everything. Michael Cera obviously is in this, legendary Scott Pilgrim man himself. Tom Hanks, Riz Ahmed, Bryan Cranston's in this, man. Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, like, people, that's the other thing about a Wes Anderson movie, is actors want to be there. Like, actors are like, holy shit, like, you want, can I, like, it's like, can I get into one of these? Like, they are, clearly, once they're already introduced to his style, they want to go back.
No matter the gravity of the role, fucking Willem Dafoe is just in a small cameo role. And he's just there.
Yes.
It doesn't have barely any speaking lines or anything. He's just there, and it's like, and he's a big actor who's in like fucking everything nowadays. So I don't mind. Just got like I can look at Willem Dafoe like in every movie.
Of course, yeah.
But he's just there.
It's so awesome. And again, like you said, like the magic of this movie is the magic of Wes Anderson, which is the fact that how he presents his movies is simply that they, again, like you said, very stiff in the camera placement, but he also just does little things here and there where he'll track the camera a little left, a little right, again, which adds just a slice of a flair where if it was as stiff as possible for it to be literally like a play, then you would lose that magic. But he finds just little ways to still follow into his own rule set to make hilarious moments or revealing moments, and it makes these things very memorable.
And he always has this like dry, deadpan sort of like humor or dialogue to him. And you think even after watching a couple of his movies, it'll feel pretty samey. But I guess maybe it doesn't because people don't try to really mimic him that much.
Well, also, but I think it's also that he decides to, even though many of his movies are obviously set in time points, that they're not all in the same time points, but they're in different settings with different situations. And I think that's the other thing. Like, Asteroid City felt like, this felt like a postcard.
Yeah, it has a unique color scheme to it.
But this also feels like a postcard, but from a different era.
Yeah.
And then, Isle of Dogs, that's not a postcard because it's a trash island, but it's got its own distinct look as well.
He's got a beautiful stop motion in general because they make sure they show off with that fucking sushi making scene in Isle of Dogs.
Oh my god.
That is that is like...
That's Oscar worthy. Just as a short film. Make that a short film.
It's too satisfying. It's mesmerizing.
It's amazing.
Because reminds me there's videos of stop motion cooking with fucking Legos and fabric and shit, and it's just why is this so satisfying to watch?
I think one of the cool things about this movie is we watch Benicio del Toro as he has to reassess how he exists in the world as himself. He needs to kind of adjust his window into the world here. And he's done things in certain ways, and he's double-crossed people in certain ways throughout his life here to get where he is, but now at this point in life where he's clearly at a point where everyone's after him and things are happening, and even the U.S. is like, hey, we need to get after this guy. We need to find ways to fucking get around him. CIA is looking at him. It's fascinating how you're slowly it's a man at the end of his own. In fact, it's almost very Trumpish, which is funny. It's like, this is a guy that's, I'm not trying to say that he's acting Trump. I'm not saying Benicio del Toro is acting Trumpish, but it's like you can imagine, this is a guy that's got so much wealth, power, and fame, and he's got these mega projects and all that stuff. But in comparison, you feel just, at times you want to feel sympathetic, but then he does something that double crosses someone else. You're like, fuck you. And I think that's really well done. And the daughter's just trying to open up a little bit here and there and trying to find little crevices to find ways to reveal who she is as a person. And you've got Michael Cera over there, who's actually a double agent, but is doing a really good job.
That reveal was so funny.
That was great. Yeah, that was great.
I just love the attitude. Stakes don't feel high because no one feels panicky. Whenever there's someone just there's a scene where somebody just left a bomb in the plane, and he was just, and his reaction was like, oh dear, how long does it say? 18 minutes. Oh, we landed 10.
Yeah.
End the scene. Or this scene we just saw in the trailer, they're shooting at the ceiling. Why are you shooting at the ceiling? Because we're terrorists. And no, why are you shooting at the ceiling? I pay good money for that. Something like that.
And again, all of the
fun banter.
Yeah, all the banter between all these big actors that may have only had 5-minute sequences. Again, when they're inside the tunnel with Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks, or you have the Benedict Cumberbatch meeting, which is a family meeting, and it's very contentious for a little bit. Just little things. And then when Benicio del Toro is sitting there, and every time he's nearly dead, or he's briefly dead and comes back up, or whatever, if he's dreaming, whatever he's perceiving there, it's like he's thinking about what his how he was going to be judged, basically, by God. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All these decisions. And it's understandable because, again, he's at the end of his rope, potentially. And I love that idea, that perception. And again,
I love where it ends, too.
Yeah, like, and again, like you say, a little cameo with William Dafoe. Yeah, like all of it. Fucking great movie, great music here and there, but there's not too much music, but where it's there, it's there. And again, all of the set design is phenomenal.
I'm excited for his next movie, and I'm also like, whenever I have the time, I'm excited to just go through his backlog.
Yes.
Like, this is a fun director. I look forward to everything. Also, like, I guess respectfully, people in Hollywood just don't really mimic or copy his shit. So like his shit is just still fresh.
Yes, and you would think that like this is not. I don't think it's very. The only expense would be how expensive it takes to make the set designs that precisely what he wants out of it. And I don't know how expensive it is, or maybe he gets away with it because it's so low budget. But I don't know what the budgets for these movies are. In fact, let me look here.
Yeah, because it's not...
The budget for this movie was $30 million, and I promise you most of that went to the actors. So, yeah, he's just working on making these movies lower budget, and then anyone that wants to get involved with this, if he wants them on, he gets them on. And, yeah, Phoenician Scheme's fucking gold. And it's another one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Phoenician Scheme. Final thought?
Yeah, I haven't looked in much into, like, Wes Anderson's history, but
yeah.
like I'm positive he had to direct like fucking live plays or live performances, and if he has, I would love to see those.
We must kill it, or it will kill us all.
The Hulu exclusive Predator Killer of Killers has come out. It is an animated film here, and I was the one out of this group to talk about it, not Mark. I don't know why Mark came out first. But again, Predator Killer of Killers.
How did you catch a Predator Killer of Killers?
So obviously, neither me nor Mark has been specifically deep into the Predator lore.
I'm into Aliens, not Predator.
Sure, But this, I think what's interesting about this, there's a couple of cool developmental things that are interesting, but notably this is an anthology story. It follows 3 different storylines. They all converge at the end, and they follow these 3 different storylines in different points in time where they all get effectively, their lives get damaged by or affected by a predator just coming to Earth in that point in time. One of those is in a Viking point in time, in a Viking setting, far back, or Norse point in time. Then you have another that is set in historic Japan, between 2 brothers, and then you have one set in World War II. I think that this is pretty well done between all of these characters. Well, 2 of the 3, I think, is done very well. Because, again, the story and the movie is called Killer of Killers. So obviously the point is that you're going with people that are savage, that not savage in the non-intellectual way, but savage in the way of they're killing people and they're brutal, and these are people that do not hesitate to murder, and that's their whole core point and aspect, right? And it's brutal in terms of when these predators come into the world and effectively adjust the who we follow. The first story with the Viking, fascinating. I just don't want to spoil it. I do think it's worth watching. Go ahead.
Before you get forward, I'm just gonna give my opinions on like how it looks based on the trailers. Like, the anime style is like looks decent. And like it definitely looks like it's inspired by Spider-Verse style.
So I got you on.
It doesn't have that. It doesn't seem to have that like the polish.
So this is
like
pulled not from Spider-Verse, but this is inspired by earlier Arcane. Season 1.
Okay, yeah.
But also, this was one of the first movies that was actually animated using Unreal Engine. And so they did that. They developed it on that instead of going through some other animation software. Which you can see, this is a completely different technique. And this is why it also looks very gamified. Or at least, everything looks gamified now. Pixar movies look gamified because obviously now Ratchet & Clank...
You just watched me play Expedition 33. That game looks better than some
some CG movies. Exactly. Some regular movies with CG in it. But yeah, they went with some outsider techniques here. But the second story was between 2 brothers in historic Japan, and that's very well done, and it all tethers back, and he gets effectively affected by it. The third story, though, I think has some flaws because he's not a killer. Like the third person is not a killer, and he's not necessarily there as comedic relief, but he's a softer toned guy, and so you're sitting there wondering, okay, so why are we following this? Like, it's great, it's inspiring, but he's not a killer of killers. This guy, it's like he's aspiring to be better, a better version of himself. And, it's like, okay, that's fine, but he's not a killer of killers. So you kind of sit there by the end when everything comes together at the very end of the movie. You're like kind of sitting there with this guy and the other two because they get captured. And you're like, okay, he doesn't really bring that much to the table. He doesn't significantly draw as much as the others would. So at the end of the day, point being, I like this movie. I think it is rewatchable.
Movie?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was an anthology series.
It's an anthology movie. We get 30.
Oh, so it's not sectioned in episodes. It's sectioned as one movie.
Indeed.
Okay.
We get 3 stories within one film, and then they converge in the third act, because of what the Predators do. They capture all 3 of them, and then things happen at the
That
end.
sounds interesting. I like anthologies that have like some kind of converging thing between all of them.
Yes, and I think it's done very well.
It is like a expanded universe crossover. I like crossovers.
Right. So, and again, I've said it time and time again. I think I like what they do here. I like the design. I do like the artistic choice. It doesn't look like you said, like if you're looking at it and saying Spider-Verse, like yeah, it's not there, but it's like Arcane was inspired by Spider-Verse, so you are getting close. And this is inspired by Arcane, and it's like, okay, like again, talking about legacy to legacy to legacy, like yeah, there's your pull through. So yeah, I think it looks good. I think there's a lot of heart in this movie. I just think that the third person that's supposed to be a killer of killers kind of makes this a little like but fine. Good movie. All right, we're gonna go to Mark's review now.
Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal are Materialists.
That's a different trailer than like the one I saw before, because like the other ones that trailer I saw this like didn't have like the trailer voice guy.
Yeah, that was classic. Maybe that's what they were.
It's like he coming back because there was a trailer voice guy for Smurfs.
Yes.
It's like I feel like it's not that I miss him. I feel like we grew out of that because it's just like it kind of makes movies sound more corny.
Well, they also spoil the entire thing. Remember, that was the issue. Was like the trailer voice guy goes through the journey of the story. They give the trailer guy the synopsis of the story, and then in between that, we get all the clips of the story. And that's the problem with the trailer voice guy.
I remember
he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the last trailers I saw for like the trailer voice guy. And you're gonna love this one. It was like it was Home. And I remember I remember the narrator was like, "She's from Earth, he's from space. The odds are these two meeting is very low." And like you just described every fucking buddy comedy. You're not selling this at all.
You tell me an alien from space, and then every other. This is an average story. Well, clearly it's not too average. Our next movie,
two people from different backgrounds meet each other.
Yeah.
How is this gonna turn out?
So, talking about how things will turn out, tell me about the Materialists, Mark.
So it's about Madam Web, and she's having like a love affair with Captain America and Mr. Fantastic. Yes, this is a prequel to Fantastic Four and a crossover. Merge between like the Sony universe and the Marvel universe.
Is this not the Web of Fantastic Civil War? I'm trying to tether these all together.
Boo!
Go ahead.
But no, this is about like Dakota Johnson. That's the actor, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She is.
Excuse me. That's North Dakota Johnson.
She is what about West Dakota Johnson? Where the fuck is she? But like. She is a matchmaker. She works for a matchmaker agency where she tries to. She's kind of like a in-person dating app where it's like she's trying to get people matched up. She runs the service where she tries to get people matched up, and like she's really not looking for anybody herself. But if she was, she would want somebody rich and tall. She has her preferences, but she doesn't think she'll find that person. But that person she does find is Pedro Pascal, who is the perfect guy, but is he too good to be true? Meanwhile, she runs into her ex, Chris Evans, who she also has a past with. But like, there's a whole backstory where like, Chris Evans is like kind of concerned about like money. They're both in a relationship where they're both kind of concerned about money, and it's like their relationship just doesn't work out because like he just like doesn't have the financial support, and like I know I'm making it sound like she's a gold digger, but the way the movie's framed, it's on both ends. So she, it doesn't feel like she's an antagonist in any way.
Gotcha.
But like she like you think it would be like sort of like a love triangle movie, but no, it's the beginning of the movie you focus on the beginning of like the story in general, you focus on like Dakota and Pedro Pascal's relationship, and then after that kind of just doesn't work out. Then you focus on Chris Evans and I'm forgetting the lady's name already. Madam Webb's relationship.
Dakota.
Miss
North Dakota.
The North Dakota.
Yes.
North Dakota relationship.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of wish there was chemistry between all three.
Didn't you say that there's never a point where you actually see all three of them on screen together?
There's you do see them on screen.
But they don't talk together.
They don't talk together.
Which is wild.
Yeah, there's no scene where they're together. There's no scene where like Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal have a standoff.
Crazy.
They talk shit about each other, like to Dakota and set certain scenes. Actually, no, Chris Evans just talks shit about Pedro Pascal, but that's kind of it.
Okay.
The relationship between Pedro Pascal and Dakota, it's like how he's rich and he's like the perfect guy, but like he's too good for her, and he's wondering she's kind of wondering if she's like happy, if she's just happy living this kind of life with him, where he's just like luxurious life with him, where he's like offering to take mom an expensive vacation, she has a nice house and everything. She's getting what she wanted, but she really wanted. Meanwhile, she's kind of like starting to feel sparks between her and Chris Evans' relationship again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really, we all know these actors, so I'm not really calling by their character names.
Miss Dakota.
Yeah.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
South Dakota.
West Dakota. But like, there's like a spark coming back between their relationship, and it's like she's wondering if she's actually happy with like them again. It's like if it's not about the materialism of their relationship, which why we have the title of the film, Materialist.
Right.
Okay, movie. Pretty the acting is good because these are good actors. Even though Dakota was in like a shitty movie earlier last year or the year before?
Beginning of last year.
It's beginning of last year. She is still a good actor. But it's not really my type of movie. It's very it's cause I think you probably looking at the poster with these actors.
Yeah.
You probably would think it would be kind of a romantic comedy. No, it's just a romantic.
Well, no, it leans. That's the thing that we were talking about. Is the trailer leans very heavily like it's calling back to like a romantic comedy of the early 2000s.
Yeah, this is just a romantic drama.
Okay.
Romantic drama, which is it's a fine one, but it's not really. I wasn't engaged in the story. I guess it was more chill. Like, okay, this is working out. This ain't working out.
Yeah.
I'm watching out of curiosity, where these characters are going. But I'm not I'm not at the edge of my seat. Like, oh shit, is he gonna get with her? Is he gonna get with him? And I was like,
whatever.
And then there's a weird situation where one of the in the middle of the movie where one of the people she matched up with got assaulted, and there's a whole case, and they're like, that's pretty suspenseful. I'm like, okay, that's
absolutely
that. It's not super suspenseful, but it's interesting.
Right.
It's okay. Not really worth trying to go out. If you're already interested in these type of movies, and you can probably rent this on DVD or something. It's not a theater spectacular or anything. If you don't care for these type of movies, there's no point in trying to say I'm not really. I feel like these are acquired taste. This is not even my taste. I just thought it was just fine, but I'm not trying to see this again ever. It was just okay, not my type of movie, but it was just okay. I wouldn't really recommend this to anybody. If I were in how the knowledge I am now, about this movie.
If you knew ahead.
If I knew ahead of time, would I go in to see it? No, not really.
How many times would you like to do that before? You know.
But like my expectations for this, like it'll be like a decently corny romantic comedy, but it wasn't really a comedy. There was
Especially,
like there wasn't like it, I can't say it was corny because there wasn't really trying to be any jokes. It was just watching a drama, relationship drama. That's it.
Yeah, and that the reason I think why it also leans into thinking the expectation being so tilted off is that the movie's perception, the way we perceived this movie, we both agreed. Like, again, through the posters and through the trailer, and then simultaneously you had these two actors that are known for great comedic charm, not just regular charm, but comedic charm. It's like you'd be wasting these two if you didn't have a little bit of that. And it's
now I want to see fucking Captain America. I better see we went in that multiverse fucking wrap up.
Right.
That multiverse climax in fucking Doomsday or Secret Wars or whatever. I better see Mr. Fantastic riffing with Captain America.
Absolutely.
Fucking resurrected or alternate universe Captain America.
Indeed. All right. The Materialists. If you can find it, it's on a streaming service.
Yeah, you didn't skip this. Fuck this.
All right.
And get out of here.
Allow me to adjust your gravity. Oh, no. Gravity on. Ow.
Disney and Pixar's Elio.
This mole is the exact point where Jared Fogle will touch me. Yeah. All right. This is Elio, the Pixar movie that's gotten a lot.
I'm trying to meet up with Jared from Subway.
Yes. This is this is their latest film. In fact, we both have a lot of thoughts. In fact, it's not just us that has thoughts off screen right now. We've also got Lana here. At Lana Boo on Instagram. Let's get into this. What?
Lana's here?
Shut up. Good.
Oh! Hey!
Idiot.
Anyway.
Why are you doing that?
Shut up.
Anyway, Elio, obviously, at its core, this movie as it is now, it's gone through a lot of reworks. A big, major story came out about this movie's significant changes and reworks over the past couple of years. Obviously, its release date was pushed quite a bit around. We're learning that its budget was not $150, but in fact over $200 million, and that originally it also had a different storyline entirely, a different director entirely, that test audiences did not like the movie.
You're spending all me money!
And that Disney reworked it into what this is now. Mark, the final product, what we have here, what is that a bird? That is a bird.
Yeah.
God, that bird, that's annoying.
now with thoughts from the bird.
Anyway, final product, that is what Elio is now. I think, briefly, this is, I think, Pixar's most basic story. It is their most boring story. What did you think, Mark? As the former Pixar...
You're right. They're most boring, but not the worst.
Right.
They have worse.
What about you, Lon?
Yeah, I have to agree. It is boring as fuck, but it's definitely not their worst. It's definitely not their worst.
I mean, I know both of you said, both, after I said that, said, oh, it's not the worst. I mean, Cars 2 is literally right there.
yeah, that's why I kept the...
But just understand that, it's right there. It's 2 or 3 lowest.
Yeah.
It is so close to being the worst because there's so much here that is so basic. Again, there's a lot of people that I've seen and heard that like this movie.
It feels like it was supposed to have the narrative of in terms of its existence. It was gonna have the narrative of elementals where it's falling under the radar. When we actually see it's really good. No, it's actually boring and it's kind of deserving of its low box office numbers.
Yeah.
It's not very.
Yeah.
It's not anything spectacular at all.
Yeah, and just for context, I was really rooting for this movie. Again, I talked about this leading up to this movie's release.
In your fantasy league.
This was in not just my fantasy league for the year, but in our early movie 2025 early movie outlook back in January. I said I really hoped that what Elio was going to do was pull an Elemental, which is the marketing does not show how good this movie actually is, and what we got in the end is the marketing actually is as mid as the movie is here. Lana.
Yeah, because the promotional, all of the promotional material for this movie is just terrible. The marketing is just horrible, and I went in with the complete opposite. I wasn't optimistic at all. The marketing pretty much gave you exactly what I was expecting, and I got exactly what I was expecting.
Right.
So it was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, speaking of the marketing, Brian, pause it, and don't say what it is. Oh yeah, speaking of this movie's marketing, like, Stitches is a movie they released right before this, and they're really advertising the fuck out of that. I mean, Elio got some marketing, but Stitch is still in theaters, and they're still pushing that to get like in advertisements to go see it while Elio's in theaters. And like I got this poster from.
Oh wait, you want to catch your breath for a couple seconds?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I was running to the basement. Oh, pause again. Speaking of this movie's marketing, like, I collected this poster yesterday from the AMC, and they're really advertising like Stitch still, because like Stitch is the movie they just released before this one, and like they're doing some marketing for Elio, but they're still doing marketing for Stitch, and Stitch is still doing his theater run while Elio's doing his theater run, and I predict Stitch is just going to stay in theaters longer than Elio is, and they're both sci-fi movies, which is weird, but like here you have like a backup poster for Elio. But in the middle of the logo, fucking Stitch pops out. So it's like, hey, yeah, we got this Pixar movie, but go see Stitch. Just go see Stitch. That's the movie that's making money. And it's like, I imagine a child reading that like, hey, there's Stitch, Mom, let's go see Stitch.
Totally. I mean, we had both talked about as well before this movie came out, far in advance. Again, early movie outlook. We looked at this movie and we thought, okay, you're gonna put this movie out after Lilo and Stitch, and just a couple weeks after after How to Train Your Dragon, and it was like, this movie, from its premise and its marketing, has not shown us any real reason to be excited, and it doesn't really do anything special perceptively for the boy meets alien and befriends storyline, that human meets alien storyline that we get from Lilo and Stitch, and human meets almost alien and How to Train Your Dragon. Like we are like,
I don't want to.
It's been met. Like this is oversaturated, and Disney itself had already released something like this. I understand that maybe they were hoping that you would have a 2-horse race of Lilo and Stitch and Elio, but it was clear that this is sort of you were going to be cannibalizing one or the other here, and Pixar not getting at least pushed a little further down the timeline, maybe trying to face off against Bad Guys 2. That'd be kind of a more of a, hey, like, we're not facing off against ourselves here. It was a clear sign that they had no confidence in this movie either, and, it just was not a good look. But I was hoping, and again, this is why people that kept saying, look, like, I understand that, yeah, people said there was no marketing. No, there was marketing. Everyone saw that fucking trailer. They were just confused what the fuck the trailer was. Mm-hmm. It's that, you've got to, it's like, okay, yeah, the marketing was bad, but also, again, the thing that sold Elemental was, okay, the marketing was horrible for that movie, but then people saw it, and they spread the word, and a ton more people went out to see it.
I think,
and that's what happened.
I wasn't confused by the marketing. I just don't think there was nothing to really sell.
No appeal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, these are plot points that I've seen before. A boy doesn't fit in, he goes to a world where he does fit in.
He's different, by the way. He doesn't fit in.
He's different.
Yeah.
He goes to a world where he always wanted, but it turns out the world he always wanted isn't what it's cracked up to be. And maybe he wants his old world after all.
Yeah.
I've seen this before, and it's like it's not really so like yeah.
Well, Lana, was it you that we were talking about this like way earlier, longer ago, where you brought up the fact that they had set up. There was a moment in the movie where they set up Elio to send the signal, because you have this guy who's super. He seems like he's wacko. He works in this NASA-ish agency.
Yeah.
And then he gets pulled out by Elio's guardian, his aunt. This guy gets taken out, and Elio's pretty much left alone with this signal.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was weird. It was like, what do we, like, it's like, you guys really hand-fistedly shoved this in this kid's face in a way that was so convenient. It's like, it's crazy.
Wait, I hate that you went right to that part, because that's my most hated part of the whole movie. It's like, we talk about a trope that's been done to death. Like, it's always the trope of the crazy guy was always right, but they didn't believe him the first time. And this one does it particularly bad, because it was clear. Like
Yeah.
in other movies, they put it in a way that could be like misconstrued or like twisted and twisted into a way to be like, oh, you fucking crazy, you don't know what the hell you talking about. But in Elio, it was like the most clearest signal of aliens I ever seen in my fucking life.
And like the guy seemed straightforward and put together, all things considered. Because like what it should have been like that guy from the first Incredibles where he saw Dash movie, like, there it is, right there. right there.
Yeah.
The thumbtack is there. I'm not crazy. He moved. Like, he should have been, like, more crazy. Like, he should have been, like, where if I was in the room, I would have been like, okay, this guy is actually a whack job. But, like, if I was in that room real life, I was like, wait, let me see what he's got going on. Because he seems straightforward.
And then the worst part is, that's their job, is to, like, pick up signals and, like, do these things. So when a fucking alien, some crazy, listen, in real life, there are YouTube videos of motherfuckers listening to stuff in space just for the fun of it. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me like this government facility gets clear signals of, hey, shit, we're out here, and no one, they're just like, nah.
Like another example of that, like what it should have been like, is like in the first Sonic movie, they had Crazy Carl, who he sees Sonic. And, like, he keeps telling everybody back at the bar, and he draws a picture of Sonic, the fucking poorly drawn meme, and everyone just laughs at him. But the whole time, like, after they find Sonic, like, oh my god, Crazy Carl was right.
It was weird. This entire, there's aspects of it that are just interesting and just are weightless in a bad way. There's, in the very beginning of the movie, we get this Carl Sagan. Like, this movie clearly was inspired in that way, or whatever the final product is. It's like, we're going to pull a little bit Sagan-ish energy here. Because he's young, he's at this planetarium, he walks into this area, and he's amazed by the planets. And this brief presentation of, voiced by Carl Sagan, who died in the, I believe, very late 90s. And it's very well done. It's presented very well, and then we move into the present, or whatever is the present at that point. Mm-hmm. And it's so weird because this movie, it does not, for a movie that's like very like aspiring to be space-like, to do that. It's like it does not. There's no imagination really. There's no. Yeah, even though we get the aliens, I get it. But like, yeah, you're gonna say people are gonna go, oh, look at all these aliens. Though it's like, yeah, the AI-looking aliens. Yeah, I get it. But like. But, like, quick AI 3-second, what does an alien look like? Boom. Like, you know. But there's no really deep pull-through of this fascination in the way that Sagan would be interested in that. And you have this kid who's amazed by science and amazed by space, but they don't really... They delve into it, but they don't as much as we should be. Like... Look at Big Hero 6. Look at the introduction to Big Hero 6. Look how much they really leaned into science. Whatever you think about that movie, like, just look about that. Look how exciting you can get as a person through Hiro Hamada being excited about science. Mm-hmm. And you just don't get that here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that early aspect was strange. The everything ground level, we talked about this earlier. I talked about it in the video. I am parroting a couple things I said in the video I made about it, but this movie, again, it should have just been set, I think, 90s. Like, it just should have been 90s.
You know what? That's the weird part. Like, there is no defined timeline. Like I'm even as I'm thinking about it now, I'm not sure when this movie is supposed to take place.
Oh, folks, by the way, to see Bryan's video, the link is in the description. You should put the link in the description.
I'll put that in a card. One of those, video cards.
They still have those?
Yep.
Oh, you can also put in the description, too. It's just easy access.
But people don't read descriptions.
Sometimes
I'll give them that.
They read them for timestamps.
Put it in there anyway. It's easy access.
Sure.
I already told them it's there.
Sure. Anyway, just keep it going. Yeah, let's. Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird because this movie don't have like a definitive time period. Like because at first it's given early 90s, late 80s.
Especially with the color tone.
Yeah.
Science.
And then it switches. So it switches to mid 2005, 2006. then when we get into the facility, it becomes super high tech. So now we're in like 2020, either 2024, 2025. I'm like, wait, where are we? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's a because there's a smartphone earlier in the movie, so it's like, oh, it's a modern era.
Yeah.
Well, smartphones came out in like 2010.
Right.
So like, it could be like.
Sure, but like that's the bigger issue is they didn't layer anything to present that there was a like if they like Pixar would do, which they normally would do, is if they really want to set a time period or a setting. Like, you're gonna put the effort in, and they didn't even do that. Like you said, it's so vague. It's like, is this 2017? Even just, is this 2017? Is this 2024? Is this 2020? Like, when is this? I don't fucking know, because it doesn't give a shit. Like, it could be 2047. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, because this movie doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Everything on the ground is very vague and very dry. And then there's little moments that are not pierced into that should have been, like, there's moments where, for instance, like he gets sent to boarding school and
for 4 seconds.
For 4 seconds, but yeah, that too, like that's only so short, but he gets sent to boarding school and it's like he gets bullied, but that's like for 3 seconds. It doesn't it's like it's so weird that also it's not a big point. And you don't get to humanize with him because it happens for a brief period, then he gets taken up. So it's not like imagine not to be a shithead, but imagine if it was like 1, 2, 3 days and he gets so anxious about it and then he gets taken up. It's like then you get a little more like, I really hate this place.
You want to know what you want to know what I know you want to know what I think happened?
What's up?
Like, because the first half, and we talked about this before, the first half of the movie, like literally the first half of the movie is so boring, it's annoying, I hate everyone, and I feel like everything was just so rushed because we was just trying to hurry and get to the space parts, right? That's when they finally got out into space, that's when my interest went up, because cool stuff started happening. Now a lot of stupid shit still happened,
right? But
things that were actually entertaining to me started happening. So it's like, because I get it, we have to set up these things, but if you're going to spend 4 seconds to set up all these plot points, it doesn't feel deserved when the conclusion happens later. It's like he was bullied for like 2 seconds, and now it's like a whole thing. Oh, this world sucks. Like that's his whole arc, right? But I don't understand the movie didn't properly set up his aversion to the world.
Well, his arc is that he's dealing with the trauma of losing his parent, but then we zoom past that.
Yeah.
Because again, like, we could have had a montage in the beginning right after he goes to the planetarium, and then he gets super invested in space. We get sort of a montage.
Oh, give us a little flashback or something.
But the montage is that he's on the beach and he's already a teen or a preteen or whatever.
So we cut you off. Also, we
lose a lot of that development time.
I'm going to cut you off real quick, but also everyone. It's implied that everyone just knows about his dead parent situation because the kid's just like, that's to do with the dead parents.
Yes, and again, like that's another thing where it's like we don't.
And this is how much I don't care because.
But I didn't catch on piece to Elio.
I didn't catch on to any of that. I didn't catch on to any of that. I don't remember anyone saying anything about his dead parents because that's how much I don't care. Like it's such a little, like they trying to integrate it into his character, but it's such a little point that this is like I couldn't fixate on it. Soon as what's the little alien boy, Glob? Soon as Glob came on the screen, that was my whole life.
I'm surprised. That was to me the most typical part of the movie, except for I think the father-son thing between those two. Yeah. I think is valuable.
It's not Glob himself. I mean, he's great. He's hilarious. I love him. But it's his own.
He's like home to me. He's very much.
Well, I didn't see home.
He's better than home.
No. He is better than Jim Parsons.
There we go. Yeah.
I agree. He is better than Jim Parsons as an alien. All right.
Okay.
Oog is fucking annoying. I want Oog to fucking die. Oog deserves to fucking die. He needs to be crucified.
But listen. It's not Glob.
Same color palette, by the way.
Yeah. It's not Glob himself. It's Glob's whole species that became interesting to me.
Is his name Glob?
I don't know. It's something
But
like
he is
that.
a glob. He's a glob. Sorry.
He's something like that. It's gloob, it's
But
glob,
it's
whatever.
you said it's his whole.
It's him himself is okay. He's a typical sidekick character that snap jokes everywhere and he's stupid and every stuff like that. And that's fine. But as time went on, when Elio was in space and we started knowing more about his race and their traditions and
that was only about 10 minutes though. We only get
but it was so I know it was such a small part of the movie, but I was immediately more interested in any of that than anything Elio had going on.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable because we get a very bland, unfortunately bland character. That is Elio.
Yeah,
Mark, you haven't talked. Go ahead.
The movie would have been more interesting because I thought about this after I saw it. It was like it would have been more interesting if we start up from the perspective of Glob, and then Elio is sort of like the alien that comes in because we get Glob's perspective in his world.
Yeah.
And then like you see this child coming in, and you find out he's like an ambassador, and like what's going on? And then later on, we get his backstory throughout the movie and see his
what he's told. What he presented himself as, and then it's unfolded later.
Yes, I think that would have been much cooler because
well, Mark, again, like we talked.
This is a movie.
You are pitching a much better movie. Like that's what.
Exactly. By the way, this because like a movie that kind of does that perspective that I enjoyed as a kid. I know like I recognize it's a bad movie, but I enjoyed it as a kid. Is Planet 51. Where the concept of Planet 51 it's reverse ET, where like where it's like an astronaut like comes in like it like the perspective of like you get this alien planet which is just like Earth pretty much with aliens and shit and like dogs that piss and like alien dogs that piss acid and then like this astronaut shows up on the planet and like the movie is about the astronaut is the alien and the FBI of that planet is trying to capture him and dissect him.
It's a good reversal.
It's a fun dumb
right, and I think the thing with this is again like there's so many things that are just also just not as. This is why again I don't think this is. I can't understand people that say, "Oh, this is." There was a bullshit quote. We talked about it. Best Pixar original since Coco. Shut the fuck up, you're lying. but this is not.
That guy's kid
yeah, this was obviously bought and sold. But like, this is not a Pixar level movie. This is like you said. This is like Planet 51, fucking Blue Sky Studios, fucking 20th Century Studios. This is a very basic story with character designs that are very basic too. Like you have even the whatever Glorb is. Like you said, you made up his name. I don't know if that's his name, but like that whole thing with the suits. That's like Chicken Little had that shit. I can't believe that it's that, dude. That's literally what Chicken Little had.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
As much as I write, Chicken Little was a much more interesting film than this.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. And we actually, he's way more vulnerable in that shitty.
The kid's name is Glordon.
Glordon, there we go.
Glordon, yeah. But like and Chicken Little's more vulnerable in a more vulnerable position.
That. Also, another thing about. The movie could be as generic as it is. Like I would have a lot more interesting. I have a lot more. It wouldn't make it. It wouldn't bring it up there. But like I would have a lot more interest if they found like some kind of unique visual style to it. This is just like a very, just like tired visual style they already used, and because they already used the style, it's just like it feels generic with this generic plot.
So I'm not huge to please in the visuals like.
But it
is as long as it's colorful and as long as it's colorful, a little abstract but distinctly functional as what it is, I'm fine. Like it's for me, I'm more into the animation more than the visual side, right?
Visual is
animation.
We're talking about an animated movie.
I'm talking about animation style.
I thought she meant like the
character design.
I thought she meant like the overall design of
all the above.
Everything.
That's all of the above. All of this doesn't like all this doesn't capture me. This is like not interesting to me.
Like
it's fine. It's not bad.
Right.
But it doesn't.
I think for Pixar standards. Like people dogged.
Yeah.
People dogged. People dogged on The Good Dinosaur. But that had a distinct fucking visual style.
Yeah.
It had a decision and choice. Like, people can, again, like, Soul beats this night and day. Elemental beats this night. Even if it has the backgrounds of Zootopia. Whatever. The character models are goddamn impressive. Like, turning red even does more with this. The problem is, people are mad with the beam style, the Cal art style, with this, only because it does nothing with it. And we talked about, obviously, just now, Win or Lose, and that's going to come out around the same time as this is coming out, but Win or Lose has the same beam art mouth, Cal art style, but it does something with it. And that's the difference, is if you're doing something with it, it's going to change your perception on, oh, I've seen it before. You know, like the same way that, again, like, we talk about fucking, you know, Spider-Verse, Mitchells, and then we talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. It's like, yeah, in a way, they are all slightly different, but they are all still borrowing from that core design of layering and the core design that Spider-Verse sort of started the roll into. But they do so much more with it. And the expressiveness is so much wider. There is no imagination here. And again, I understand everything that this movie had to go through in terms of its rewriting and its restructuring and all of that bullshit. But if this is the final product, it's not a Pixar movie.
And like, I've watched, and not just saying exclusively animated movies, I've watched like movies with generic stuff before, but they do something visually that's like entertaining in that way, and it's like, okay, I get something out of this.
Yes.
For me, I don't really get anything out of this, and it's like by the time the end credits pop, it's like I gotta go on without seeing that.
Yeah, and I think
that's just like how I feel.
Yeah. The one pro I think is that it's funny. It's like there's no bar obviously for like what Lilo and Stitch live action did, but the one bar that I will give this movie is at least it understands family better than the live action Lilo and Stitch. Like, he does understand family, and the aunt understands family, and she's really trying to be there for him, and she's, like, going after researching, trying to understand what's going on. I thought that there was more that you could get out of the aunt, because clearly, at first, in the past, she was very inspired to get after aliens, and we get very small hints of that. And then she's become this battle-hardened, like, commander of this base, and it's like, or whatever, she's managing a section of the base, and it's like, all right, now I have to be more conservative on not conservative like the actual fucking politics, but conservative in the sense of, you know, if I see something or hear something out in space, I can't just suddenly go DEFCON 1, because that might be my job. So I've got to make sure that what I'm doing is a little bit, like, more conservative. I've got to pull back a little bit, focus on what we're focusing on. And then as things go on, and she learns that there's an Elio clone, she's like, it all rips apart. She's like, fuck it, I'm going on.
I love the whole Elio clone.
Right. And so, but she realizes that. She researches, she goes crazy. And then she gets to space with the actual Elio, and that's a beautiful moment where it's like, all right, I do love you, and I love you as you are, things like that. Awesome. That's family. That's Ohana means family right there. But then we get to space, and for a moment, it's like, because she wanted to be an astronaut, I think she said, out in space, all that stuff. For a moment, it's like, I thought what was going to happen was, because he gets the badge, there wasn't even a thought, like, do you want this? I thought he was going to give... I thought, literally, because, like, the arc almost, not fully, they don't build this that well, but almost was, she finally gets to space, and she gets to fly in a ship, and control a ship, and everyone's helping them out, and they're at the planetary hub world, or whatever the fuck they call it, I can't remember what they call it, universe, whatever, and again, he gets the pin, and it's like, no, but I like being home. I like being not home, but I like being where I am on Earth, but... It's like, I understand that they needed a guardian, they needed someone for him at home, but it's like, she clearly, it's like, she's the leader. She would be a perfect leader of Earth, especially through this arc that we see. She's shown family ties, she's been in the government, but not a shithead. Like, not even a question of, hey, do you want this? I was very surprised by that, that's all.
Now, my only good takeaway was, and I'm sorry, but it's Glordon in his story. Like, I left, when I left the theater, I had multiple questions, and none of them had to do with Dawn, none of them had to do with Elio. I wanted more of Glordon and his whole species background, because that stuff seemed it was much more of an interesting movie to me.
Right.
Like, who are these people? Why is this why is this big armor that fucking pierced their skin? Like, the tradition.
Why are they outsiders?
Why is his mother somewhere, like, being a general taking on the Federation? They only mention her one time, and she doing some big shit somewhere.
Yeah.
But what's the Federation? What are they doing? Like, I want to know, like, and the planet that they from and these traditions. I want to know more. It reminds me of, like, especially when they started chanting. it reminds me a lot of fucking Wakanda, which was really weird.
Well, also like
it brought me
but
back.
it was tribal.
I know.
I know. Really tribal stuff, and I was like, this is.
These
cool.
are keep in mind, these are all ambassadors. We don't get much of a world with like all these other races of like these of like because these are representative of other planets apparently.
Yeah.
But we don't really get like an idea or like some kind of visual like quick like montage like this is like a
this is
like,
what my planet's like.
This is what I say planet like this is what the other person planet.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm not gonna lie. Like when he
it feels like a big world.
Right.
He basically so it's like they it's one tradition where like it's like samurai rules, right? Because samurais have the what you call them, the knots.
Yeah.
The top knots, right?
I get you. Yeah.
So we wear this armor as a tradition of our strength and this and that. But if you ever break it, lose it, or get out of it, you dishonor yourself and you outcast yourself and stuff. And when he jumped out and pretty much sabuku'd himself just to save his son, that got me.
No, well, you're just talking about like you're curious about.
There was no consequence, and that's where the movie falls apart.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You were just talking about like you know, their you didn't see much of their tradition and tribe and stuff, and that just made me realize that the general setting of this movie is just space.
Yeah.
And it's like and it's like the most of culture other culture besides Earth we get in this movie is the Gorgons.
Yeah.
But like we don't get to see their planet, we just get to see their ship.
Yes.
Is there any other planets in this freaking world?
It was very weird.
All the other aliens were not interesting to me at all. Like the mind reading lady was kind of.
She was the only one that got a little more definition.
Yeah, it got a little bit, but everyone else was just
Yeah.
Ambassador 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna piss ourselves and run. Like it was.
Yeah. I thought it was also strange that the movie wanted to align with Elio as an outsider, but then you have this universal ship, and they're treating this one race as outsiders, and they're almost like, again, it's like the cool kids cafeteria table, and it's very weird that the movie doesn't seem to be aware that it's doing that. Mm-hmm. Like even after the fact that even after at the end of the movie, like they're still technically outsiders. Like these like Elliot, like the negotiation, yeah, it's good now, but like it didn't. You know what I mean? Like they're still treated as outsiders in the end.
Yep.
And it's like the movie wants to present Elio as an outsider that like gets welcomed into this group, the cool kids table in space, but then we still have this outsider thing, and it's like, but we didn't really solve this. Like,
it's like fuck that guy.
And so, like again, going back to settings real quick, the Earth equivalent of this movie, if it just take place on Earth, it's just like if we were just like in United Nations. And, any other place we go to is within like 2-mile radius of
Times Square, Empire State Building.
Yeah.
You just stay within UN headquarters, and that's about it.
You don't go to any other city or anything. Just like within like a 2 or 3 mile radius of United Nations, and then back to United Nations.
And the funny part, the crazy part is, I actually like the big world ship that they have their base on.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
But Lilo and Stitch beats the first original. Come on.
No.
Like Lilo and Stitch the original, but you look at that boring shit, that boring universe ship versus what they how well sci-fi it looks. Sorry.
Hold on. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it was okay.
I went and screamed.
I'm not completely in love with the movie. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm not saying you're in love. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about Lilo and Stitch. I didn't say it was terrible. I don't hate it.
Okay.
It was just okay. It didn't hit me as deep as other people who seen it. Right.
So this, like you said, the universal whatever they call it.
Elio is terrible. Like this.
But
I like things about it, but it's a bad movie overall. I know this.
Right, but you were talking earlier about the
ship. Now the only reason I like the universe, like the big planet universe ship, whatever the fuck it is, it's because like the second I saw it, it reminded me of Astro World. From fucking, it was an event on Fortnite. Like it's my favorite Fortnite event even to this day. And the only time I ever played Fortnite is because Travis Scott was doing he was doing his little Astro World event in the game, and that shit was cool. And that big ass planet ship looked just like that. And
that's the only reason why.
I was like,
because it reminded you of it.
Yes.
So you didn't like it.
It just hit nostalgia. I don't like it specifically. It just
okay. So you don't actually like this.
No,
like, and then you like what it recalls to you.
And then when they landed the Astro World on the Earth. That's exactly what happened in the
It's almost like they might have ripped it off because this is all very they restitched a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe they.
I'm just looking like this is cool.
But we're comparing this movie to video games.
We're comparing this. This wouldn't
be a whole level of Ratchet and Clank. This would be a section level.
Specifically, Mark. We are comparing this to fucking Fortnite. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? How far we've gone now?
Fucking Fortnite.
A moment in Fortnite is what we are comparing this to.
Disney owns a stake. They could have to advertise. They could have made the Elio event.
They could.
Yeah, but do you want Fortnite players going to sleep? That's the bigger issue.
Yes, they need a good nap.
But yeah, final thoughts on Elio. Again, the thing with Pixar is you recognize the music usually. You recognize the character design.
Oh yeah, I didn't recognize the music
right,
at all.
You recognize the setting. You recognize so much of the design. You recognize the story. And again, the Pixar classic story is usually it's very typical, just like this. But then what you do is you layer 2 or 3 more things on top of it. That is what they always do. It's always Pixar is always very typical in what the core story is. But then they layer 1 or 2 or 3 things, and then it becomes fucking magical, beyond anything that you could have imagined conceptually outside of Cars 2. And this does not have any of that. Yeah. This is bland. The only things I will say is most Illumination movies are still worse than this, and that's the bar. Is it Illumination bad? No.
No.
But Despicable
honestly,
Me,
most Blue Sky movies are also still worse than this.
But Despicable Me, I think honestly, Ice Age 1 is better than this.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Rio is better.
Okay, a couple.
So that's what I'm saying is it's in that range.
Of course, Charlie Brown's off the table.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's where it's at. It's like Ferdinand. It's like why is this here?
Yeah.
Why the fuck is this here? What are we doing?
They did not even exist.
Yeah, I guess you say might be like.
Go ahead. Yeah.
This is
Mark, before you get into that, I want to bring up. I want to go back real quick. I want to go back real quick.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about the fucking terrible lead up to bringing Zordon back to the ship because I hated it.
Oh my god!
I hated it.
Holy shit!
Because
I forgot about that.
It was an interesting little thing at first, right? Oh, we out here blind and the fucking something is exploding and this shrapnel is flying towards us and we about to die. Okay, the tension is there. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. We're gonna fly. We're gonna learn how to fly. But then it overstayed its welcome. It felt like we were doing call-outs forever. I'm like, oh, go this way. Oh no, they go this way. Oh no, and then that sequence went on for 10 minutes, and then multiple people from Earth just started popping in like, hey. What the fuck is going on?
Well, that reminds me, because I talked to you about this when we got out of the theater. Another problem with this movie's story writing is just the characters just come to a lot of conveniences. It's that problem, my problem with when we talk about Black Cauldron is just coincidence can make conflict, but it should never be the solution, and he just kind of spawns into certain solutions sometimes. He just his meeting of Gordon is just he just happened to fall into Gordon's room and just meet him. Or what's not explained is when they go into space, he somehow finds a way to contact the kid with the hand radio.
So yeah, that was weird because they just kind of used the buttons and it's all right, whatever. But I'm with Lana though on this. And obviously we both agree. Yeah. We all agree. But the fact that it goes into all right, so it was already weird that he first contacted, one of the kids that was about to beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
That is a terrible concept. I understand that Elio was an asshole and took his ham radio and was going to make this whole thing. I get it, but it still is no, that's not how this should work at all.
It fucked up because
but you've got to build that. But then also, like you said earlier,
it would be a redemption for the crazy guy, but it didn't turn into a whole thing.
Yes, and they should become more partners before that becomes a reliant thing.
Yeah.
But then we get, like you said, it goes on for so long that we get things that were not introduced to us. So it becomes, all right, I'm from Italy and I can fucking help. I'm from Korea. You guys should have built out this network just from the side. At some point in time, we should have gotten
people learn English.
We should have got.
Also, coincidentally, he was already the alien guy who was already in their club, and they already know each other.
Yeah.
Convenience.
Yeah. Fucking wild. Yeah. I do like that. It was the one pro with this. Another pro with this movie is you get the mirror image of Elio's aunt and Gordon's father both they recognize the bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I do like that. Again, the family thing, again, they handle that better than fucking Lilo and Stitch live action.
But the thing that just kind of bugged me though with that one is we found out that like the aunt was kind of just like researching Elio the whole time when like he started acting different. It's just like
No, she wasn't. Not before. No, she didn't until his hair.
Until he came right back.
No. When she brought the hair in, she already had all these fucking notes of like, this is not Elio. This is like what's going on? Like
no. I like that because it
shows how much she cares.
No, well, yeah, but that was the thing that was tied in because a few scenes before, Glorb, he was like, Glordon, he was like, this shit gonna work because like, my dad, he loves me, like he knows me, so right. It's a little foreshadowing of like, right. It's a little foreshadowing of like, no, your aunt actually do love you, Elio. You're a fucking idiot,
right?
So soon as Elio's clone hit that sand and she saw him, she knew like almost immediately, you're not Elio.
Right.
And that I like because it tied in because
she needed that definitive proof. That was the one thing. It's like the whole time it's like I'm here, but something was fucking off.
Yeah. I like how they kept it a little secret. They kept it just a little bit of a secret until Glordon had his fucking clone. And then
and the father was like, what the fuck?
The father was like immediately destroyed it. And I was like that's the only time I was like legitimately shocked because it really like it subverted like expectations. I thought I was gonna go like the normal oh, he'll know it's me, we're gonna sneak. No, he knew it was him immediately. He fucking killed that thing. And I was like, oh whoa, we like the movie's doing something crazy. It's gonna go in a different path, but it ended up, being basic.
But
I was like, oh, so it could be cool.
So final thoughts, Lana?
To be honest, first half was ass. Second half was okay. So I would give it I like a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 10. Same thing. I gave
5. Damn.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the last parts. Like again, Glordon and his the mystery
that
of
was only a core. That was like 25% of the movie.
I know, but that was the most. That was the most interesting part.
What's crazy is that wasn't even the end. It's just like a fragment.
Yeah,
it's just a fragment throughout the second half of the movie.
Without Glordon and the mysteries of his race, I would give this like a 3. But that was enough for me to like get me invested into characters because before Glordon and his race and his father and everybody, no one in this movie, not even the aunt, she cool, but no one in this movie is good character to me. I don't care about nobody until Glordon flew in and then introduced me into his race, their tradition and stuff. Then I started getting a little bit more interested. I'm like, okay, it's a mid movie.
Yeah, let me just my final thought.
There was also the convenience at the end of the movie. I know, Mark, if we want to speed past this, there's also the convenience at the end of the movie where they use the clone to fucking do the thing at the fucking at the government center, and everyone sees it, and clearly, obviously, they just don't care if there's footage or not. Like, I love the shit with Toy Story, where it's like, all right, we gotta strategically, we gotta make sure no one sees this shit, we gotta be strategic. But like, they use the clone, then he does the shit, and it's like, he does the thing, and it's like, now suddenly, but that's the thing, that did happen. Just to understand, guys, that did happen, and that was something that looked like Elio. So anytime that Elio still exists, now the government is going to want to do some scientific shit with him. But that's just, again, a convenience. But
I do like that scene in isolation. It just turned into a fucking horror movie out of nowhere.
Yes.
But as a core, like as a plot point in the movie, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like what? Like, how did we get here?
We need to get to here, so we're gonna write this because we broke the movie into 17 pieces.
Yeah.
Mark, your final thoughts.
This movie's like not like interesting at all. It's like Disney's like June offerings like isn't really that good. The best June offering they have is New Phineas and Ferb because we got like this Lilo and Stitch.
Excuse me. You have Predator, Killer of Killers.
Oh,
that's under 20th Century Studios.
No, but
I'm talking about the Disney brand.
Brand Disney. Megacorp Disney.
I was hearing a lot of good shit about that.
No, the brand is 20th Century Studios.
Owned by Disney.
Well, fine. Well, they also released Ironheart, so there you go. There's your favorite Marvel show now.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
I still want to watch it. I want to.
If you want to watch a new Disney thing,
I want to give it a
comes.
chance.
If you want to watch a new Disney thing, Zootopia comes out this Thanksgiving. But like, yeah, this is just like one of Pixar's least interesting movies. I'd probably watch like I'd watch this over Cars, but over Two. Shit. Yeah. Over Cars 2.
Don't you dare disrespect Cars 1.
Yeah.
Over Cars 2. But I'll watch every other Pixar movie before this one. If you do want to watch like a animated movie about a boy who doesn't fit in and he deals with aliens, fucking Jimmy Neutron came out in 2001. You're fucking solid.
Yeah. Don't forget also this has a little bit of Meet the Robinsons energy too.
Yes.
And again, you go plot by plot.
I mean, I watched Jimmy Neutron 2001 over Meet the Robinsons.
I didn't watch both. I'm just saying that I watched both of them over it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Again, my core thoughts.
Which one?
Jimmy Robinson.
Oh, okay, about to say. We're about to watch Jimmy Neutron tonight if you haven't fucking seen that one.
And if you also want a creature that's dealing with aliens, that's also different and outside the norm, and he's trying to discover something that's awkward, that's weird and affecting his life. How about you just watch Chicken Little as well? So look at that.
Yeah.
Somehow Chicken Little is better.
Yeah, you're right.
Somehow Chicken Little.
But I don't like it.
I know. Crazy.
Fucking.
But yeah.
Chicken Run is better.
This is absolutely.
I mean, well, Chicken Run is just good in general.
Chicken Run is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not the sequel though. You can skip that fucking sequel.
All right, I think we're good now. Elio, skip it or just wait for Disney Plus because that's
skip it. Skip
You know what? Hold on.
It's a Disney Plus movie.
I'm taking it back down. Elio's gonna get a 4 because I just remember I fucking hate Elio. Like I hate him in the beginning of the movie. Like he's an insufferable, dumbass.
No, he is literally okay. He is no joke. He is literally traumatized by the loss of his parents. And everything he does is, again, a mechanism and a reaction to trying to find any way to build a...
You know what? The movie doesn't show us him and his parents. So how do we know this is real?
It does.
How do we know he's not making this up?
Listen.
We see a photo frame.
Yeah.
How do we know it's not AI generated?
No, Marcus.
How do we know that Chicken Little's mom is AI generated? Because that's we see the frame there too. We gotta end this.
How do we know that either?
Yeah.
Fuck Chicken Little.
No, hold on. Let me say this one thing.
All right, 49 seconds starting now. Go. That's
Let me say this one thing. Like, he got dead parents. I was expecting the teenage angst, but this was not teenage angst. It was just douchebaggery.
It's not teenage angst. No, you don't even see teenage angst No, this is literally a trauma response. What are you talking about?
It was just what I was expecting more fucking you're not my mom and shut up. No, he was just more basic. That's what I was expecting. No, he was just a fucking douchebag all the way through.
No, he was channeling it in a different way. I think the only core thing is I think you like the back half. I like the front half because of what the potential could have been.
Yeah.
And they fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I think the back half is it's still fucking bad, but it's a little bit better than what the fuck we get.
Bro, the whole movie should have just been about the clone's perspective, and the clone just vibing.
Fucking
It should have just been about the clone just vibing throughout the, like, that's it. And then when the clone dies, when he dies, that's the end of the movie.
Oh my god. Fucking buttons. Dude.
When a clone dies, that's just that movie just cuts the credits.
That's funny.
Yep. Elio, don't watch it.
I finished. Yeah, in last place. Sounds great when you say it.
F1 the movie.
The team behind Top Gun Maverick, leading with Brad Pitt. It's F1, and holy cow, what a gosh darn good movie this is.
Type F1 in the keyboard, folks. See what happens.
Yep, F and 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, F1, I gotta tell you,
I wonder what F1 does on the fucking browser. I don't know what that input.
I don't know either, but...
Everyone press Alt F4.
Yeah. Or just do Control Alt Delete and then press your power button and stop watching us. Anyway, this is again F1, and what I'll tell you is, as someone that loves racing games, I am extremely biased. But this is right there, I think, currently
with Gran Turismo, the movie.
My favorite movie of the year. This is what I wanted Gran Turismo to be. In fact, what's funny is...
Did you ever see that Gran Turismo movie?
Fuck no.
Why not? It's racing.
Because it's not like this, and this is amazing.
How do you know? You didn't see it.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck. What I care now is that I'm going to watch this as many times as...
Are you ever going to see that movie before you die?
We don't have time for that. Can we please?
No.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Anyway, this is a fantastic movie. Like, through how it's shot, being right there in the cockpit of the F1 vehicles, following along anytime these characters are in a tense situation. This is not just about racing. This is about team development. This is about chemistry. This is about protecting yourself. The bonds of, team and all of that. Like, this is a phenomenal film it's one of the best sports movies out there. It does play a little typical. If you just watch sports movies, you've probably seen some of this plot here and there. But it's the way that it does it, and it's the magic, specifically the magic of the filmmaking, that levels it up significantly. Especially if you love racing games. I mean, holy shit. Or racing movies. Or you like F1, or you like any motorsport. Because it really gets you into that sense. It really does.
I really recommend seeing this movie, like, with a gimmick, which sadly only had, like, 1 week of that, but, like, I saw this movie in D-Box. And,
yeah, we both did. Yeah,
and, like, it does, like, it gave me that, like, video game sense. Because also you got that Top Gun to Maverick fucking those camera angles, and it's, like the way it's racing shot is so fucking good.
Yes.
It's fun to watch with any kind of movie, 4DX or D-Box. Like, it's fun watching it in that.
Yeah, it's absolutely a blockbuster. Like, you talk what is blockbuster. This is a blockbuster. This is a movie that's like it's exciting on screen every second of it. There's so much tenseness as you're watching them battling it out on the track, and there's so many moments here where it just. As someone that I'm so biased here. Like, there's so many moments where it's like, all right, I've seen this track before. I know exactly what this track is like. Or I haven't been on the track literally, but I've driven this track in games. So it's like you know what corner is where. You know how sharp that corner is, and so
you haven't raced in a Formula One before.
So unfortunately, no. And so when they hit those certain courses. You're like, oh my god! Like, it's almost like I did homework for this movie without knowing it, and that makes it so much more fun because all these tracks that they're at, I'm like, I've had tense moments on these tracks.
Yeah, it's a video game adaptation of Gran Turismo more than the Gran Turismo is.
And again, like one of the things that it nails again in the beginning, it's all about okay, we're gonna get people a sense of what the team is like, what you need at a core point for lap times and trying to get things executed well, and then it becomes about just the team itself and the crew and bonding with the crew. The fucking cast is fantastic, right? Like, again, I can't think of the actor's name. I don't have the file stuff up, but holy shit, the guy that owns the team, this guy kills it in everything he does, and this might be his most normal role. I'll look it up. You don't have to. I got it. But this might be his most normal role. I mean, and he still kills it. Here we go. F1 film. 3, 2, 1. Javier Bardem. Yeah, and like again, because usually he's a little more twisted, but again, he's like playing this guy who owns the team, who's about to lose the team if they keep losing. So they bring in Brad Pitt's character, and again, like. This movie follows him, which is why I don't think it should be called F1 at all. Like, this movie, he doesn't give really that much of a fuck what racing league it is. And we spend most of the movie in F1, but in the beginning he's not doing F1, he's doing touring car races, and then at the end, he leaves F1 because he doesn't give a fuck. He won it, and then he's done. And he moves on to fucking dune buggies, which isn't good for his back either, by the way. But, yeah, like, I love how dangerous, again, they make this movie out to be. I love how tense things get between our two core racing race members there. What the fuck I'm thinking of? Team members there. And again, there's like the crew members that are like, there's one crew member that we see that kind of fucks up every so often. And, the experienced guy's like, hey, Brad Pitt, he's like, hey, don't fucking assault her, like, or constantly berate her. We've got to focus on making sure the team understands that we can't negatively affect energy. Anyway, I've said a lot about this movie. I'm going to have you talk about this movie, Mark. What did you think about F1?
I enjoyed it, especially the racing scenes. I think the racing was really well shot. I enjoyed the character drama. But like I wasn't as it was engaged. I found it a little bit engaging, but I wasn't as engaged as I was in other sports movies. And mainly, like, I do like Ford versus Ferrari better than this.
What do you think was different for you about that? I never asked. What's What stands out there?
I found a story of like I remember just finding the story of Ford vs. Ferrari. Like I remember I was more engaged with it. This one, I guess like I feel like I was like I probably just like the characters more. This one is just like I'm just siding with kind of Brad Pitt, and the crew is just kind of just there for me. But like,
I was surprised you had mentioned that because again, there's so much about the crew that we get. Again, I know, like I know we talked earlier. It's like we only get a core focus on 3. It's like, well, we couldn't focus on everyone.
Yeah,
we couldn't do a win or lose. But like the crew, because we get the core leadership of the crew. That meant that we did get a lot about the crew. Like I thought there was a lot of development time for the crew, and at least the core points of crew bonding and making sure that they're executing at certain levels. Like we get
they're there for me. They're I guess character wise is like it does feel like as developer as in like interesting as like the characters in Ford vs. Ferrari.
But like the only difference was that you had the corporate. It's very similar. I mean, it's like they're both very similar in the fact that like it's like it's about beating something else, getting in first, showing off to the world. And then having the corporate oversight that wants to.
I mean, it's weird to describe, but like I don't. I just remember enjoying Ford vs. Ferrari a lot more in terms of story.
No, that's fair. I just want to. It's like because like Ford vs. Ferrari doesn't have to worry about the crew, even though the crew does exist in Ford vs. Ferrari. They don't even mention the crew. Like they don't even care about the crew. All they focus on is the two. Like
I know, but this movie's about the crew, but I didn't really get. This movie's more about the crew, but that's why it didn't really engage me that much because like it's. I didn't feel like the crew wasn't my takeaway from this movie, so it didn't feel that engaging.
Understandable.
In terms of a plot line,
I thought they did a good job in balancing time.
I thought they did a decent job. I didn't say it was bad. It was just like it wasn't as engaging as other sports movies for me. But like I thought this was still good.
Right. I thought Brad Pitt again, like they have him do a lot in this movie. Again, because he's the experienced guy, they have him. By the way, clockwise. Now 19 minutes away, so we're still good times.
Yeah.
But
for me, if I was to give this a rating, it was a solid.
Well, I'm not done with it. No, it's only it's 19, so we're good. I think Brad Pitt, they give him a lot to work to do in this movie. Like he comes in and again, like you see why I thought the crew was so valuable, and they did increase more. Like why I found that the crew was more impacted or more of an impact than I think he perceived it was. That during this movie we see the energy shift throughout the crew. The crew is it showed like through the expressiveness of the crew, we see the morale of the team itself change. Right, like you see the original lead racer there, or the black guy. I can't recall the actor's name, but starring one sec. Damson Idris. We see him, and he's leading the team, or he's the lead racer, but he doesn't know how to coordinate with the racing team about what's wrong with the car. He doesn't know how to coordinate with them about just without exploding a little bit on them here and there. And so there's a little bit of a standoffish energy between them. The chemistry's not there with the team. When Brad Pitt comes in, he understands how to, the correct language and the way to boost morale. He understands how to play within the team, even though he is a toxic individual. And so the team was a great identifier of how things were changing and evolving within the crew and within the actual, the ownership of the company itself. And everything that was being overseen there. That's what I thought. That's why I thought the crew was actually done valuably in comparison. What else?
Yeah. I just thought the movie was like even though the crew was like a plot point. It felt like it was just more focused on like Brad Pitt and Joshua. But I'm not saying like it's like that's missing. I'm just saying like I didn't really feel like that. It's like the character like they're just kind of the crew is kind of more of like an idea than like characters. I mean, you get it's hard to describe, but like it's just like it's more about. It felt like the movie is more about the relationship between like Joshua and Brad Pitt.
Yes, but that was expressed through the team. Like, you could avoid the crew and not even have them change. But again, it was the adaptation. That's where you see them evolve here and there. Like, you see little things like that, and that's where things changed and evolved. It, of course, at its core, it's those two that are front and center. But, you know, the team itself, I thought, was not just a sidelined thing that was a plot point. You know, I think going back to the core movie itself, great direction. And obviously, again, like I know, like you said, like I think we talked. You thought, okay, D-Box you thought D-Box potentially increased what you would score this movie.
Yes.
I thought personally, as the movie went on, I kind of lost myself in the movie itself. I was not even thinking about that we were in D-Box. It was more.
I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking about it every time. I was like waiting for that like D-Box feel every time the car came. I was.
So you were just bored in between. Is that what you're saying? Were you just bored completely? I'm trying to understand. So if you're waiting for a seat to change in between the moments,
that's what helped. That's what helped.
Were you bored in between these movies?
I thought it was fine. I thought the camera. I think I'd probably be like okay with it. But like I'm not gonna say like the D-Box didn't really enhance my experience. If the movie was boring and it was just D-Box, I've seen a bunch of boring movies in D-Box and that really didn't do anything. Gotcha. The D-Box definitely added a lot for me, and it just it added a lot for me. Like my viewing with this movie. I guess like if I just saw it without the D-Box, it'd probably just be like fine. I would probably praise the racing scenes, but in terms of like the racing and everything, is like it's okay. Again, I didn't see Ford versus Ferrari in any kind of fucking gimmick, but like that just kind of engaged me a bit more. I don't remember much about the movie, but I do remember my experience of like really having a blast with it. I just remember my experience of having a blast with it. So like I have to watch it again to know what I like more about it. Like this movie didn't give me, but like I'm just talking generally of what I felt, what I felt after watching Ford Ferrari. I just remember having a blast, and I didn't see that with any kind of gimmicks.
Understandable. The advantage of the D-Box. Yeah, I think. I found that again. Like you can tell, this movie was very expensive. I thought the filmmaking of blending it with I think they said that they shot the movie interstitially on in real races. So like when they were standing at the championship or the final race, and they were standing with other racers, that's because they filmed it at an actual. They filmed it at an actual race, just had them stand there as if they were part of the thing. And it's like, that's a smart idea because it puts you right there. And every moment, it really blended well with reality. Like, it didn't feel like we were looking at a fictionalized version of F1. It felt like, now again, I'm not, even as much as I like racing games, I don't watch F1, so someone that does watch F1 regularly may have seen something that catches them by surprise. But I thought, wow, these races feel like you're actually, like these aren't, you know what I mean? Like these people are actually racing with other cars in F1, not a fictionalized, dramatized version. Now, obviously, there's dramatized moments, but yeah, when things get brutal and they start like crashing into each other, you feel upset that they crashed into each other because you know that Javier Bardem is pissed because he's got his money on the line. Yes. And, you know, like you're like, fuck, stop fucking around and all that shit. Like, yeah. I like where this movie starts. I like where it ends. I thought it was phenomenal. Again, right now, this is my movie of the year because of my bias for racing. And I don't think that would happen for...
I get you. I enjoyed my time with this movie. It's not one of my movies of the year, but I just enjoyed my time.
Fair.
Especially with the gimmicks.
Right. Well, we all know your favorite movie of the year.
Which one?
It's got a porky pig there.
Damn, not anymore. I got overshot like shit.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You're not putting that at... Okay, we'll talk about this later. We're running out of time. But F1, I feel like there's going to be maybe a couple... Obviously, Towson, which we live near, has a couple of like D-Box standard, not XD. But there's got to be a window before Superman, I think, if Jurassic doesn't do as well as expectation, where they probably give it maybe 1 or 2 showtimes, I hope, unless contractually they can. So here's to hoping that in middle of next week we get some dancing of F1 back in the driver's seat of some premium seats, because that's where it's magic at. But anyway, I think that wraps it up for our F1 review, and that wraps it up for our June Screen Blast.
Thank God it's hot!
Yes. What's our time on that? 2.5, 3? What are we looking at?
3. 2 hours and 57 minutes.
Holy shit, that's awesome. All right. Guys, appreciate you for watching.
I think the Elio one was like the biggest one in this video.
By far. Of course, you can find me at Bryan the Baltimorean on Instagram. You can find me at Democracy. That's ATHE.
He made a new video. It's about Elio.
It's about Elio.
It's in the description. It's in the card.
And of course, you can find this guy. Where can they find you?
At K9 Biscuits. That's K9BISKUTS.com. One day there's not a new video right there at the time of this recording, but maybe someday. Maybe it's like when Squidward
on the horizon.
It's like when Squidward pulled like the string in the magic conch. Maybe someday.
Exactly.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
All right, but that's about it.
Of course, screenblastpodcast.com, cartoonchatpodcast.com, and Screenblast Society on YouTube. Guys, appreciate you for watching and stay tuned for more. Get us out of here.
Well, good night, everybody.